evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We're seeing North American stock futures back in positive territory to start the new trading week as investors continue to monitor the health of U.S. President Trump, who spent the weekend in hospital. News out after market on Friday that the president was going to be transferred to Walter Reed Medical Center to be treated for COVID-19 after announcing early on Friday morning on Twitter that he had tested positive. Doctors saying yesterday that the president's being treated with that steroid dexamethasone, which is typically, we've heard in the past, reserved for severe cases of COVID-19 only. Early strength this morning coming from some of the EV makers. We'll have a look at Tesla coming up, NIO as well, NIO moving to the upside once again this morning after a big week last week. We have the chip makers back in positive territory. Some travel related stocks also on the move this morning. A number of minor news stories related. We'll talk about those. And shares of sports betting firm DraftKings to the downside this morning after announcing a big share offering. It is Monday, October 5th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. There's a look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see nicely positive right across the board here. Australia, nice day, 3+%. Let's go over to Europe, see how things are shaping up. Same story. Positive numbers here top to bottom. We'll shift over to North America and see how futures are looking now. Yeah, still in positive territory, a little off the highs here. The NASDAQ, the Dow up 0.73, 0.72 there leading. You can see Bitcoin having a nice start to the week as well, 1.6% to the upside. 3+%, guys, for crude oil this morning. We saw a big sell-off last week in some of the energy markets, but back to the upside so far this morning. Good morning. It is Monday. A number of news events, obviously, over the weekend going to affect the market possibly, but I mean, it looks positive so far to start.
Yeah, I mean, also my Bills are 4-0, so I'm very happy about that. Look, it's going to be an interesting week. Big deal news for anyone looking at Bristol Myers here with the purchase of MYOK. It's a $12 billion deal. It's going to be all cash. It's going to do some volume here, so those of you that are looking at that gap to the upside and see the volume, just note it might not run too far, but there could be some trade action in both names. I just note that Bristol Myers, for now, at least, is trading a little bit flat. But like I said, there's going to be plenty to watch. You're seeing Regeneron up, of course, because Trump is getting their cocktail. So keep your ear to the ground. Airlines on the move, awaiting a deal. There was the positive speculation. On Friday, we got a big ramp up and holding a little bit of those gains. So a lot to watch again today, Sean. Actually, in a position already, and I'm going to try not to do a little Canadian reference when it comes to hip hop with this KOS position, Sean. But I know you know what I'm talking about here.
Yeah, it's not KRS. So
Chaos.
There you go. Oh, I was going to say KRS-One as well. Okay, good job there. So we are talking hip-hop already, so you know it's going to be a good day here on a Monday. Thank you to everyone for joining us. It's going to be a good one. We've gone over a couple different names. It's always nice to be back here on a Monday. It means we got 5 straight days. It's actually Canadian Thanksgiving this week, but we'll welcome everyone from our Canadian side, knowing that, and then the U.S., of course, later in November. But it's going to be a good week. Earnings back on tap today. It's going to be a fun one. A lot of names on our watch list today, including some big guys, Tesla, NIO, Apple, everything going, and this KOS, we've got this one as well.
Yeah, a couple of small cap movers so far this morning. We'll touch on those coming up. Let's have a look, guys, at how traders fared here at Day Trade the World back on Friday. If you can have a look, there we go. At my screen here, we have nice numbers once again. 5 figures right across the board here. Europe coming up at number 1, 21,000. More European here. 20,000 and change. You got to go down to number 3 to get into the U.S. You can see a nice day for European markets back on Friday. So big numbers here for traders at Day Trade the World. Here's what's coming up a little bit later on this morning. We'll have another great educational video for you on parabolic movers. We talk about them almost every day, or it seems like there's at least 1 or 2 a week these days of stocks that are just going crazy on news. So we thought we'd do a video on how to approach trading those, what you need to know, some of the keys on how to actually execute around those parabolic movers. So stay tuned for that. 11:45, 11:50, Valeria will have the link coming up for you in the chat. Speaking of Valeria, let's go over to the desk and say good morning to her.
Good morning, Brandon, and happy Monday, everyone. Please subscribe to this channel, share the link with friends, and smash the like button. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Yeah, let's get through this morning before we get to the open this morning, guys. Let's talk about DraftKings here. First off, DKNG. Big move down in the pre-market. They announced it was about 5% last I checked. They announced 16 million shares, Class A shares, going to be offered. The company saying they're going to use the proceeds from the offering for general corporate purposes. Sean, I want to come to you with this one. The last time we saw, I believe it was DraftKings, have an offering, they actually bought it. So we saw the move down in the pre-market, but it was immediately bought and rallied throughout that entire session. So thoughts on DraftKings here?
Yeah, buy it again. I mean, I just think that that's a good point there. It's too bad I didn't remember the dates. We could go back and find that. But yeah, it was bought up and it was down near, I think it was near $40. I mean, look, these stocks are going to raise capital. They're going to raise cash. That's the point of the free market. And they're going to continue to do that. I don't think it's going to be a negative thing. We're down 4%. Look, whatever. I mean, on Monday, or today's Monday, on Friday morning, we were down here, 58. We rallied all the way to the top of 64 at the end of that day. So we can easily make this back. You're not even back to where you were. I mean, we're back to basically the jump spot right here. 61.50 is what I like. That's right where VWAP is. We had some stop and goes up here at 61.50 as well. So I like DraftKings to the north side. To me, there's really nothing impeding their progress. I was watching, we talked about football over the weekend there, and DraftKings is all over the place. They're going to be all over it probably tonight. They probably sponsored one of the Monday Nighters tonight. They definitely sponsored the Sunday Nighter. I saw them all over yesterday. They're sponsor of Red Zone. Anyways, we can keep going on and on and on, but as long as sports is here, then DraftKings is here to stay, and you can watch Penn as well. But yeah, I mean, look, it's coming up to 61.50 right now. We'll take a small little shot here in the pre-market, but I'd hope that this would stay and we can go long. I am not fading this move until we can get up here. If we're back to $64, then I could see us maybe coming back to the downside, but it doesn't look like we're getting anywhere there. I'm saying DraftKings today to the moon. We probably go green today, guys.
Yeah, that would. Well, I'd be a little bit surprised depending on how fast it happens. I actually think that there might be you get the offering here. I think that you might get that little bit of a sell off the open. At least that's what I'm hoping. Maybe even below that pre-market price action. I like Friday's bottom of 58.50. Be a nice defense. So like 59 in front of 58.50 seems like a solid way to go here. Breakouts through 65 even when that's going to be the high. That's always a possibility. Probably more of an afternoon play.
All right, guys, let's go over to the airlines group. We mentioned on Friday, it was about right as the show was ending. We saw a big move to the upside on the entire group after House Speaker Nancy Pelosi came out and said that any additional furloughs that airlines were planning should be put on hold because the deal, in her words, was imminent when it comes to some payroll subsidies for some of these airlines. So back to the upside again this morning, about a full percent for most of these right across the board. I just brought up AAL here, guys. You can see huge move up. It was right as the show was ending on Friday. We saw that huge spike in the airlines. So worth watching again today. Yeah,
if you go back 2 weeks to Friday, you'll see right where it closed here, this like 1320, 1325 area. That's what I have lined up for a potential break. Now, on that spike, as Brendan mentioned on Friday, we did get a move through there, but immediately snapped back down, holding just below that level right now. So if we get a break on American, let's take that one. The only thing you have to consider here, of course, is always ear to the ground. Have your stop ready. Be ready to react to any news that might come in either way. And the algos will get a little bit heavy when there's any kind of thing that hits the wire. So you want to make sure that there's an actual follow through and get that actual source correct. Of course, we have Brendan here to make sure we get it. But I'm looking 1325 as a break to the upside. That's about the only trade I have on for now. If we do dip down back into this chop of like 1250, that could be worth support as well.
I see a lot of people talking about the Benzinga interview. I'll drop the link there. Yeah, you guys can watch that after the show, of course. UAL was one that I like to look at here. UAL, they just released, it was on the weekend there, flights from San Fran back to Shanghai right now, nonstop. So I think UAL, if we're going to talk about airlines there, is a good one. I like 3650. I think we're going to break that very soon. I love UAL through 3650. There was another level here. This is a 3-minute chart, right? You can go back to 3650 was the top back on the 30th as well. I actually only got to about 36.30, and then that over here as well, 36.50. We break upside and we go to 37. So it's hovered around this level a few times now, and it looks like it's the high of the pre-market as well. The high of the pre-market is right where we're at now. This 36.50 was on that spike that Brendan and Neil just mentioned there on AAL. So all airlines going crazy on some Fed news. So we'll see here, man. I mean, UAL is the one that I like, United here through 36.50. The only thing is right now, 200,000 shares, it's only 910. So I won't be doing anything early on this stock. I'll probably just get into DraftKings early, but we'll save UAL. But I do like that through. Marked it down, guys, 36.50. If it's on the paper, then you know it's something we'll try to trade.
Yeah, it was interesting to hear those comments from Nancy Pelosi back on Friday. The way she was kind of delivering that message seemed like might even had been, a deal announced on Friday, but no such luck. So a bit of a wait and see still for some of these travel names. Let's go to deal-making news this morning. Myocardia, Neil mentioned it right off the top there. Bristol Myers buying Myocardia for $13 billion, or the equivalent of $225 per share in cash. So this chart's going to look like a mess, but 58% to the upside here, guys, for MYOK today. This is a big deal.
Yeah, the thing to keep in mind, it of course is a huge deal. Interesting that Bristol Myers isn't trading down very much for an all-cash deal. It's pretty expensive, but obviously a positive sign for them. It's a huge premium as well. Expected to close end of year, so at this current price, I mean, it's trading at 220, 225. That's actually a pretty solid return into end of year, but given how big it is, there's probably going to be at least a little bit of waves when it comes to antitrust. So I'll be fading it if it gets close to like 22, 23 area. Otherwise, I'm looking to buy a dip. Usually, I'll also be buying dips in the acquirer if I get a chance. But as I mentioned, Bristol Myers not very active whatsoever on this news. You're going to see here in the daily chart, it's just hanging right around bottom support anyways. If it gets down to like 57 on volume on the open, that could be interesting to buy. I do like the opportunity to pick up a solid company here. When they get any kind of a deal like this, you'll see that little sell, the acquirer, and then maybe a bit of a run up in the company being acquired. So if that happens, let's look for 57s on BMY, although that pre-market volume might mean nothing.
And I'm looking here. I'm seeing some talk here on Gilead on the chat because of President Trump giving remdesivir. Remdesivir's been sort of not a cure, but a help to the virus basically since day one. So I don't think this move up here in Gilead really is going to stick around. Sure, he was given that just like Regeneron, the antibody cocktail there. So there's lots happening, obviously, with the president. And I just think that this move up here, I know we're not talking about Gilead right now, it's been on the chat. Look, this is a nice high right here, $64. If you want to go long, I think we need to break that. Coincidentally, that's where it is on the VWAP, the 3-minute. So I would wait for that. I wouldn't bottom pick this. I actually think Gilead could fall back down. I mean, it's no new studies, it's no new news on anything. It's just the fact that the president was given their drug. I mean, makes sense. Obviously, he's going to be given the best care, I would assume, that they have. So that's nice, and it's a good little bump for Gilead. But I don't want people to get too carried away thinking that this is like, oh my God, they have the vaccine or anything like that. That's not what it is. It's simply just a medicine to help come over some of the breathing and whatnot with remdesivir. So I know his oxygen level dropped 2 or 3 points there. So again, don't want to get everyone carried away with remdesivir and Gilead, Brendan.
All right, guys, good to see everyone joining us so far this morning. If you are joining us for the first time, guys, and wondering what the heck we're talking about right now, this is the watch list, guys. Go ahead and throw your email in the link that Valeria will put into the chat. Grab the watch list. It's absolutely free for you. It's free. Every single morning it'll be delivered right to your inbox. We're talking about all the names here that are moving around in the pre-market. You even get a little link there to last Friday's or the prior day's educational video that we put out every single day. So go ahead, grab the watch list. Also, we are marching our way, guys, towards 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. If you have not yet, please take a second and hit the subscribe button. Let's get to 100,000 subscribers. Big number for us. Let's continue along here, guys. Let's talk about Apple. Some rumors out over the weekend regarding pricing details for the new iPhone 12 set to be released at some point coming up this month, specifically the i12 Mini, which is going to have a 5.4-inch screen. So they just basically gave the potential pricing range from $649 up to $749, depending on how much storage you get. So anywhere from, I believe it was 56 gigabytes up to 256 gigabytes of storage space. So iPhone 12 on the way here, guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's Apple. I mean, that's what they're going to do. They're going to keep putting out these products. We know it's coming once a year. The Mini, that's a nice price. I mean, if people are willing to pay, I think their last couple phones, $1,300, $1,200 at least Canadian, I guess $999 US. Now you get a phone coming in at $649. I know Google's getting ready to launch their 5, which is going to be 5G. They do have another 4A phone, which is 5G as well. So, and they're all coming down a little bit in price. So I think that that's something that's very, very important. You got to have the high end because there are people that will pay for that. There's a Studio, it's a great camera, so on and so forth. But it's nice to see that from Apple. And look, I don't think that this news is doing anything to the stock. 1.68 million shares. We're up the same amount as we're up on the market here, at roughly 0.9%. So I just look at it. This is the close here on Friday, so you get about $113, a nice little fade. This is a 3-minute chart, a nice little fade into the close. So to me, if you're going to play breakouts, there's really nothing to do here. If we drop it down to the 1-minute chart, you might see a little pre-market break that you might like, which is right here, 114.25. But this is even better. If you can wait for 114.25, you can definitely wait for 114.50. And then if the news really is something special, then we probably take out sort of that high on Friday, which is 115.15. So I like all of these names, but again, if I'm going to trade Apple right now, we've talked about this over and over again, it can move 5, 10, not 15, but 5 or 10% in a day, and that's all going to be based on how the NASDAQ is moving. So I'm just going to sit tight on Apple, but if there's going to be one to go the long side, why not take one with news? Apple.
Yeah, exactly. And even Friday's range, I think, is a defensible range here. Just you go back all the way into the previous week. Like I said, that Friday here, look at the top, that 112.50 area. Nice support Friday afternoon. Afternoon and the morning at that same price. So let's see if you can't defend that on any kind of a dip. And you can play inside of the range because it gives you a couple of dollars worth the upside before you even get to that 115.50. So Apple, we can play in either direction, whether it's a break or see if we can't go. If it's sideways action in the market today, not a horrible place to defend Friday's low.
Some of the better opportunities over the past week or two have come from the EV space, the electric vehicle makers. We'll talk about Tesla here first, guys. Both JP Morgan and Cohen & Company out this morning raising their price targets for Tesla's stock. Both Tesla and NIO, obviously last week we talked about it, out with delivery numbers that were way better than expected in both cases, both on the monthly side of things and the quarterly side of things. So once again here this morning, we had to move down on Friday, but Tesla back to the upside here, back above this 420 area that was a bit of support late in the day yesterday. Or Friday.
Oh, Brandon, now you're saying 420. There it is. Also a little Canadian connection with Tesla because apparently, allegedly, I don't know if it's confirmed, they're in talks with Vail. Increased nickel production could get a contract, and they have one of their mines out in Labrador, so just out in the east coast here for all you Canadians. Look, Tesla, it's not necessarily always the most volatile, and you're going to see basically, and we talk about these things that follow the market here, especially the NASDAQ, and we were just mentioning Apple. Very, very similar thing. If you go back to the 25th and see this sort of 411 area, that was the top on Friday that day. Also the bottom for the entire week. Let's look to see if that can get defended like 410, 411. A nice little place to get a bit of a jump off there, and then you could probably play it into the range if you can. That's a 440 at the high end. Tesla probably lends itself a little bit better to a breakout, at least when I look at the chart here at a 425, 426 break into that high end of the range. But the way it's been sideways most days, I think feeling like defending the bottom was a better overall day trade last week. Let's see if we can't try that again.
Yep. I was looking at KOS there. Nice little out. We got our best out there at 33, so that was a good one. Okay, Tesla, just putting in stop order for the rest. We're basically... I have 10% left of KOS. Okay, Tesla here. Yeah, I mean, we keep saying that magic number. That's a good one. I don't know. I mean, Tesla, as someone said in there, the gods have spoken. And yeah, I mean, you should just be buying Tesla every single time it goes down. I think that's going to be the answer for that. So yeah, we'll wait to see if we can't reload it somewhere around here. I love that 410 area. The protection of 410 should be great. This is a 1-minute chart. We can drop it down to, I don't know, 3 or 5 or 10. But 410 down here, yeah, you got to go back a few days, but that's a big level. So we'll look to see if we can't protect that. I don't think we're going to get anywhere near there, especially if the Nasdaq's going to be up 1% today. So let's just wait on Tesla and go long as soon as we break the the pre-market high here. 425. I do like this, man. 424. What is the high exactly? 426. We're going to get that exactly for you, and we'll come back and I'll find out exactly what this wick is here.
I'm going to jump down to Nicola here. We're getting on in time a little bit, but NIO, guys, NEO, very similar looking chart so far this morning to Tesla. But Nicola, I just noticed, has come off quite sharply here in the pre-market, so I want to make sure we touch on this. There's really no additional news. It was kind of gapping up this morning, it looked like, with the rest of the group. They came out on Friday and talked about some board members that were leaving, new ones that were coming in. That seemed to be received positively on Friday. If you remember, we had this nice move up on Friday right off the bat this morning, back to green. But you can see, yeah, we've just come from 25 back down to basically where we ended on Friday here.
Yeah, both Thursday and Friday, both times he had slight fall-offs just like this one, and then a huge ramp to the upside. Friday's action not quite getting as high, stalling out there at 26.30. But if the same thing were to happen today, you'd probably be looking at a test of either that 26.30 or the 27 even, top of last week. Obviously, Nickel's come from a lot higher than that. As usual, I'm generally favoring the short unless I'm looking at a squeeze situation. So if there is a bit of a bump to the upside there, I'm going to be waiting that one out. I think you can probably play a quick little break at 25 even. I think that pattern, if it's going to hold, that's what I'm going to play with. I've seen it 2 times in a row, so no need for me to jump into a trade too early. That's happened a couple of times to me. But if we get a shot to test either one of those 2 levels, I'll probably be short in front with a breakout, anticipating a squeeze, especially through 27.
Yeah, I like this bottom here, what was made on Friday, 23.89 or so, right down here. So I still got $1 to go until we get there. I went over to the stock and pushed enter by accident, so I got in and got out there and lost 2 pennies on Nicola. Oh wow, I went long first. I should have stayed in that keystroke area there. Would have been 20 cents long, but okay. So 23.90 here on the downside. I like Nicola to get faded out through, man. I mean, this has been a big run up. I had one of my friends ask me, what do I do with Nicola? I'm stuck. I said, why not? You know, you have the opportunity to average down a little bit down here, and I hope he did. I'll find out today, up to $25. This is a big little move, man. It doesn't look like it is, but when you were considering bankruptcy and all the kind of negative, I don't know if they're ever considering bankruptcy, but all that negative GM news down here at 18, to get a bump of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days up to $25, that's, you know, almost 50% off of 18. So you do get a nice little bump here, Nicola. I think it's profit-taking time, but you do have the top of 25. Obviously, that can get taken out. That'll probably get taken out before the market even opens. So the next thing above that, man, 26, and you have an all clear once you get above 26, because we bounced around there a couple times. You got as high as 40. We were in all of this, man. We were long through all of this. So we know the way Nicola trades. Watch it to take out 26. I think that's the best level. I'm not going to mess with it here at 25. If we could break 25.30, we'll take a little small long, but that's going to have to wait.
Just having a look at some of these cruise operators. Want to jump down to the cruise operators quickly here, guys. Looks like Norwegian leading to the downside here. All of them negative at the moment, but Norwegian down about 2%. The news was they're extending their suspension of operations until the end of November. So that was set to expire the end of October. They pushed it back until the end of November. If you remember back on, I think it was Thursday of last week, Costa Cruises, Carnival's Costa line, said that they were going to resume very, very limited operations over in Europe starting November 14th. So we did get a little bit of a bump to the upside along with the airlines on Friday in the cruise operators. But here we go. Yeah, Norwegian 2% this morning to the downside.
Yeah, just not usually thinking a break long when we're favoring the short in the airlines. Sorry, long in the airlines and short over here when it comes to Norwegian or any of the cruise ships. But that 17 level, you're talking about the afternoon Friday bottom. It did hold that. It was breakout through that price. It held it, and now it's basically holding this range on this little move down. So 17 is going to be an interesting price. I'm not going to have this one off the open. I might be triggered into American Airlines rather quickly to the long side. I don't know that I want to be fading this when you could see a sympathy break back up, but I would most certainly defend 1750 if it gets there on NCLH. That one I like a heck of a lot better in any kind of a breakup.
Okay, KOS, we're sitting here on the bid at 30. We're going to take a nice little 14 cents, hopefully. Oh, did we just get it? Yeah, we just got it, actually. We just got that out at 30. So a nice little backflip to start the day there with a 14-cent win on KOS on decent amount of shares. CCL is normally the stock that I trade, Brendan, as most of you guys would know. And yeah, 500,000 shares, not huge today. Oh, one thing we didn't check out. Why don't we do it right now before we go to Arun, which is coming up soon, I believe. GE here. We're just going to go off the imbalance locator quickly. We've talked about NEO a little bit, but not much is happening there. We'll call it for a second here. Pinterest, Plantiers there, Space. We'll get to all of these. Most of these are on our watch list. Here's NIO up 3%, looking to take out levels again. I mean, this stock is just so super strong. Every single morning, it moves dramatically one way or the other. So we'll wait for that. I'm waiting for 22, guys. Let's wait to see what happens. When we took out 22 the first time, you rocketed up to 22.20. That's not a rocket, so I take that back. But watch out for NEO at 22. Number 1 on the imbalance locator today, guys.
All right, guys, let's get a look at the overall market. We'll bring in Arun here, as Sean mentioned, and see what we need to be aware of as far as the futures are concerned. Just having a look over my shoulder here at the actual chart. Looks like we're trying to hold above that kind of resistance area from Friday late in the day here, Arun.
Yeah, market's trying to figure out what to do, right? The levels I've marked off is 33.45 on the bottom end and 33.90. At the current price, I'm not going to be doing anything. There's no read to do. There's no read to make at these prices, given that 70 going up is resistance. So 70 going all the way up to 90 is resistance. So I've marked 90 as the top end, 45 as the bottom, and I'm waiting for the market to open, figure out what they want to do inside of these prices, because it's not worth the risk at this point. So I'll be waiting to see what they do. And then if there's a setup that makes sense with the risk profile, like risk reward ratios, then I'll step in using either one of the two levels, the 45 or the 90, long or short. It doesn't matter. Either one of those directions I'll go with. But at the moment, there's no read to make.
Very good. Thank you, Arun. We'll touch base with Arun again tomorrow morning before we get to the open. You've heard both Neil and Sean talk about this one already. Just wanted to show you an actual chart here. KOS, 26%. This is just a refinancing story. All I could find was basically they closed a debt refinancing deal that kind of stabilized their financial situation for the next little while. It's an oil and gas explorer. If you go to the daily chart, this 130 area was a bit of an area. If you go back to the end of last month, 130 up to 140, which was this support and this resistance. So that kind of 130 to 140 area already rejected at that little bit this morning as far as support is concerned. But this thing's come off quite significantly already. We were trading right around $1 on Friday. So long way to go still, guys, for KOS.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I have basically the same trade on here. You guys can see that 155. It's right at around 130. I like that 50% retrace from where I take it, so I've taken a bunch off already. But GRNQ is another one here, a bit of a satellite project that ramping to the upside. We don't have locate, so it's probably going to be only one direction. For me, at least in the short term. The good sign, however, is it's holding up around this like 230 mark. Been support basically all pre-market long. It has failed right around this sort of key $3 price a couple of times, $315 in the past, like 303, 294. It just so happens today. So if it does make another test at that top and cannot get through that 315 mark, probably worth a short up there. I think if it holds that 230 base, is a good shot that we test that to the upside, up 125%. Volume is huge, 15 million shares. So lots of activity in some of these names here, guys. And add GRNQ to the list. I wanted to make sure because it happened not to be on our watch list.
And I see someone asking us how much should we pay for those KOS shorts? Free. So we didn't have to pay anything for these shorts. We already have them here at Day Trade the World. So we're able to get those. Our broker kicking ASS as normal. So we got those there. Unfortunately, I was sleeping a little bit and missed that 150, but we took it with a lot of shares there at 145. So we take it down to the downside now. And just took some more at 131. So that's a good one. Okay, we're going to look at Donkey Kong DraftKings early and often. Hopefully 6150 coming through. It does not trade through it yet. So we'll wait to see if DraftKings can take out that top 6150. We'll go hard on it if we can get it right now. Not hard, but we'll put some orders in to take it through 61. The problem is I'm worried about this bottom, which is 61. So I don't want to get like this kind of action up and down and around off the open here. We could take it out and then come retest VWAP again. So let's get some orders downside $60.50 just in case we're able to pick some up short here on Donkey Kong. We're not going to go short in case the market brings it back down. We'll sit around here and take some out if we can get that. So I guess, we'll wait. We have a graphic for it. I can't find it, but in the weeds here on Donkey Kong, see if we get something a little bit lower there. Okay, Trump was demanding to return to the White House on Sunday, apparently. So this could be good news, man. If he comes walking out there like Vince McMahon, then we'll see if he's going to be the champ or not. But DraftKings, they get those orders in, man. Neil, only 20 seconds.
Yeah, only 20 seconds ago. I want to throw one other one here at you guys. AMC's down 7%. Cineworld over across this pond. Closing some locations, so a sympathy play to the downside. I'll be watching that one through about 4:30 to see if we can catch a little bit of short. I had to pay a couple of pennies for that short, not free on AMC, but on watch. With the bell being lowered, there's Randy. 3, 2, and 1. Please don't break it this morning, Randy.
Good one.
Wow. He brings out the mallet and then he goes not ham, literally the opposite of going ham. Quickly going to jump over and just watch that American Airlines. It is testing right around that top. It's 13.25 that I like for any kind of a long break as the market sliding gently towards the upside off the open here.
Okay, so we're long DraftKings right now, 55, like we just talked about it. That's right where it's at, but the spread right now about 20 pennies. So let's see if we can get DraftKings to the north side. Boom, there it is. We start off the day with a nice little banger right there, $1 now in the money. Hello, we did it again. So a nice little move upside, a nice little dollar cash right there. Out some at 62, but we'll have to wait to see how much more upside this one has. DraftKings bouncing around right now. Good trade so far.
Yeah, about to get some AMC. It's going to be, I thought it was an SSR, but we'll see if we can't get some shares to the short side. AAL, not necessarily moving too far up. I want to get over to CRVS. This one falling off. I thought it might be a stronger name in terms of holding up right at this 560. It's just failed. I just got AMC. Going to look to be jumping into the CRVS short. This also was on our watch list. And Chaos just continues to slide to the downside. 30 pennies in the money now. I'm going to take some more of that off. But AMC in, looking for CRVS as well.
Yeah, we just cashed out of our Chaos right there at 26. So we are all done on that one. That's worth a backflip right there. You can see all the pennies that we've taken on that one. Good trade there. Okay, Nikola, we bust long through now, 25.34. Let's see if that one wants to go. We were talking about this low. Should have had some orders down there, but it does take out the top. And now we're long DraftKings and Nikola. Let's see how high Nikola wants to go, guys.
Yeah, GRNQ is sliding to that downside. So 230 breaks. That was the level we were looking at. If it could have held, I would have liked the long. But if it's going to fail right here, I'm looking at possibly like $2 as the next support area. Brennan, what do you got for us, buddy?
Some of the lithium makers moving around again this morning, guys. Just saw this Lithium America, big move up 13% already, testing pre-market highs here in front of 17 on huge volume, guys.
All right, what is this Nikola bottom there? 25.12. Nah, we can't get out there. Yeah, so right now we cashed out some Nikola there on the high side. You play a little bit of that momentum long. We get out, we're out of half. So not good right now as it's coming back down, but we're long right here, man. You got to watch out. This is a 1-minute chart. It is bouncing around. You see the wicks, low of 25.02, high in this minute of 25.30. So you got about a 40-cent spread here. Not spread, but move in the minute. So Nikola right now, a nice one. I hope you guys have this with us, man. This is the money call right now. DraftKings, a nice little long through 61.50. Our best out 62.20. Brendan, give it to him.
Another one to look at here, guys. Plug Power going 52-week highs here above 14.38 there for Plug Power. Just tagged $15 on that initial push to the upside. Decent volume behind Plug as well.
All right.
And just got some more shares into AMC, just playing a bit of that opening range here. Also the pre-market top at 440, just to update you guys. I'm going to take some more shares at 36. 31 is the average price. Looking to see if it can continue its sympathy slide to the downside. It's already sort of broken this low here at 436. Now I'm looking at 4 even, 385 to 4 even was previous support. In the money about 10 cents or so. But I think we can get a little bit more than that. This is all due to Cineworld. Bad news for them across the pond, but obviously not a lot of people going back to the theaters anytime soon. So AMC taking advantage on this flush, guys. 10 cents in the money. I want more.
Yeah, DraftKings out there as it comes basically back. We got a nice little trade there out of DraftKings, so we'll wait on that one. Nikola comes down to our out spot there. It does not fill us down to 24.75. We like to play off the quarters. Now we'll wait to see if Nikola can't get going itself back to the north side there. What else did we have on? Oh, we had UAL through 36.50. Let's see if that happened yet. No, it did not. It actually touches 36.50 then gets faded back down. So this was going to be my play on Shanghai, but it doesn't look like that matters that much as the airline signs still coming to the downside here. Nice move off of UAL here if you wanted to go short. We were unfortunately looking only one way, and that was long. Nikola, AMC's already, Neil's already talked about that. Let's check out Tesla, another one we looked at, 424. Should have had that order in for the day's high, but this is what we were getting at. 426.11. I told you we'd get to that exact day's high, and it looks like we basically bounce off of that exactly. So we get a break of 426, we can go long. Right now, the only position I have on is Nikola. Give it to us, Bren.
Big mover on Thursday, I think it was. Yeah, Thursday, we were talking about this ENLV, guys. We had that gap to the upside that faded throughout the day, but right back to these highs, $15 on ENLV. If you remember, they announced positive results to a trial on a possible treatment for COVID-19, guys.
All right.
Yeah, I just want to quickly go back over to that GRNQ for a brief second here. It looks like it's trying to hold above that 230. It did dip down. This was the failure I was talking about, but it's right back above that price. I don't want to force the trade because I don't have the shorts in the stock, but this is the one that I thought might ramp up, and taking a shot in front of 240 is probably the only way I was going to play it. But the way it's selling off now, I don't necessarily love it. If it bounces off 230 here, I see some size, but not much on level 2. Would have to bounce. There it goes. Didn't bounce. No shot at along for me on this name. It looks like it's just falling heavily. That's where I would have shorted. Couldn't do it. Thankfully, we got both AMC and wow, Chaos still going downside. Wow, it's now a $1.20. Now I talked about this at 103 was the previous close. I'm going to start taking it off here because it's well past that 50% retrace from where I took it. If I'm going to be getting a 35-cent win and see this on level 2, a couple 100,000 shares, I'll take it right here, right now. If it goes all the way, I'm expecting a bounce off that 103 price. I'll probably go long in front of that, guys.
Yeah, man, we should have held some of that one, but we took a big win on that, so we're okay. Nikola looking to get that one to come back, and it did. Man, it came right back and actually put us into the money here on our Nikola. So what we have to do now is we know that it's a pretty strong stock here. They're trying to hold some of these bottoms. Obviously, if this breaks, it's going to be an issue. But then I think that we could probably pick some more up down here, 2460, 2450. So we will dump some just in case the puke does continue here. But we are going to try to pick some up on the high side or on the low side of Nikola to try to bring it back. So if we do get out here, look to get some back in here, 2460 or so. What's up, Brendan?
We saw initial strength in this group on Friday. If you remember the semiconductors, this is Taiwan Semiconductors. Remember this move on Friday, straight higher. Look at this thing today. Just went from 81.50 up to 82.75, which was resistance on Thursday. So big move up in some of the semis, guys.
Yeah, also watching NEO here, it does try to break the bottom, very, very briefly through 2160, then immediately taking out the top. So it would have, if you do the breakout trade, you've basically been triggered in both directions and then just stopped out. This is what I wanted to avoid. That's why I was patiently waiting for NEO to make a bit of an opening range. It's sliding back up here. I'll look at 22 for a break. It got to 93, but first look, I'm going to short this one off of that 22 level, the 93 high, and also that 22 level where I'd reverse into the long. Brendan, what do you got?
A couple of upgrades on Square today. Square just taking out recent highs here, 3.6% on the day. 175 broken there on a huge volume spike, guys.
Okay, here we go. So we're into Tesla right now at 426.30. It goes all the way to 427.50. So it looks like it wants to go. We got to watch the NASDAQ out here just to make sure that it goes. We still got our Nikola, and we're watching this Tesla. Obviously, I have a lot more capital invested right now in Tesla than we do in Nikola. But let's go. Right now it's going, man. Right now it's going. So a little bit of a hot dog action right here. We got $1 in the money right now on Tesla. Obviously waiting for a bit more here. If we can go, we'll take it out. VWAP all the way back down here. I think this one might be worth holding here, as we know what Tesla can do if it starts to go. So here we go, Tesla now in the money, $1, and our Nikola trade going the opposite way, but that's okay. We've already cashed out of our Nikola, most of it anyways. Let's see if we can't hold Tesla just a little bit longer, guys. Need this one to go. We'll use 423 as our out.
Yeah, just slid into NEO on the way down here. I tried to get some in the mid 70s, low 70s. Didn't get it till 68. Took some out for the 10-cent scalp. The bottom is 21.50, so I will take most of it out in front of that. If it breaks the low, I'll hang on to a little bit. I wanted to fade this one in front of that 93. I couldn't get a better price, but sliding to the downside here, NEO, if it breaks the bottom, I'd like to hold on to some of these shares at least. And there you go, just got another out. So we'll line that one up and sort of knock it out. Waited for the opening range to get put in. Now we're taking advantage of it. If NEO wants to break through, fair enough. It's psyched you out to the downside initially, so I am anticipating there might be further tests of that 21.93. I'll just rinse and repeat the trade if that's the case.
All right, I'm just going to tweet this out. Let's see what Tesla wants to do here. 428.50. Now $2 in the money and still going up $2, $3. Hopefully we can get this going. I don't really have any levels to the upside here. We had some stop spots at about 430. So let's get out some right now, maybe a third, if we can get some 429s. What's up, B?
Another one, guys, from last week. We were talking about Westwater Resources. This is the clean energy group. Once again, kind of popping back up here. You remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-day rally now back to $5 for WWR.
Okay, just got a bit of a trigger on, well, not a bit of a trigger, just got some shares out on AMC, and I mentioned this short, just a sympathy play, guys. It's nothing, no specific news to them, but Cineworld over in the UK shuttering some locations, and no one really going back to the theaters. I did mention to you guys 385 to 4 even was a bit of a downside target, short here at 431. I'll take some out for 10 cents, 15, 20, all the way down, as hopefully this can be one of those shorts that I just sit in and am not too troubled. NEO is coming back, however, so worth noting that 21.93. I'd like to get a better price if it wants to test back to the upside. I did have to pay down a little bit last time. Oh, and there you go. So forget about it. It's already taken out the low. We're in the money about 21 cents here. I would have loved to pick up more shares in the 70s, but it looks like it could be headed towards break even. That's 21.18. I would get out in front of that price if NEO continues this little slide.
Yep, and we're going to wait for this one as well. So we just got out of some Nikola. Now we'll wait to get longer down here, like we said. So Nikola in there and then out. So we tried it on the break. We've seen this thing move multiple dollars before. So we'll wait to see if that one wants to continue to make some moves down. We'll get longer, and then we'll jump it if it does break down through 24 here. Again, I do think, I can't believe I'm actually thinking about going long when I said that a lot of profit taking probably going to happen in Nikola. You have such a huge move off that 18 bottom, so you got to watch out for that. Yeah, NEO retracing back to the downside. I love trading some AMD, and you guys know that. So $84 today. Wow, this stock is back, baby. AMD's had a big move down. Some days when the market goes, so does this. So no surprise there for AMD. But let's look to see what it wants to do here. 83.90, staring 84 in the face. Let's drop this down just a little bit more if we can get. Oh, come on, we need to get this chart going. 84. So the high side was 85 and change on Thursday. Just touched 84 before retracing back down. It's just all about what we think about this market. If this market's going to rip up, you see the NASDAQ now trying to make new highs. If that's going to go, then so will AMD. So right now you can fade it through 84.60. Love to get a short, man, but it has to start at 84.50. Right now AMD looking good, but still up that 2.5%. Nothing super exciting for me right now, guys.
Yeah, I mentioned to you guys, of course, NYOK, that it might move a little bit of a spike to the upside, squeeze up, and it's that 225 deal. I mentioned if it got close to that price, I would fade in front of it. It went all the way to 224. I couldn't catch it till like 222s, but I just took a 50-cent winner on it. Obviously, if I was a little bit faster, I would have had 23s, 23 halves, and been taking a bigger win. But I'll fade this short all the way back into where it was at 221. And then from there, it looks like 220 is going to be the base. So longs in front of 220 on NYOK. If it goes anywhere near that 223, 224, I'm definitely shorting it. Have a nice 70-cent winner on it right now. This is going to be different. It trades so expensive that you'll make gross on this one. It ain't about making rebates or spread, but there's growth to be had inside of the range we just gave. Brennan, what do you got?
A little one we were talking about on Friday in Pixon, INPX on the NASDAQ. They picked up Nanotron Technologies, so a private company in their space. So popping up again today through that high from Friday, 130 came into play there, 11.8% on decent volume again for INPX, guys.
All right, so we're still $2 in the money right now, so temporary backflips for Tesla, but still need this to break through this 429. If we can get that, let's see what happens at 430. That was a little bit of a stopping point there. Here it goes. Let's go Tesla. Right now going to the upside. Tesla up 3.5%, and we're long. There it goes, breaking through 429. Let's see if we can get it through 430 here. That'd be pretty sweet. And then we'll wait to see 433 maybe. But I don't know, man. It's bouncing around a little bit here at that 430 level. I don't think there's anything wrong with taking out $4 on this name if we can get it, which it looks like we're basically there right now. We're $3 in the money as we speak. Just a little bump to 430 gives us that 4. So I'm debating taking out some of this trade right here. I don't think it's a horrible idea, and then letting the rest run. Ranster, what do you think? Tesla long? Take it all? So let it go or get out? Get out. Okay, Ranster saying get out. So let's do that. I was thinking about 430 anyways. I love taking advice from a guy in IT. Let's go.
I'm going to be doing black flips on a NYOK. Just got the last of it out, 221 to the target here. So it's going to be on the last entry, a point $1.50 worth of a trade. So if I can take that, I'll do it all day. Talked about that 220 bottom. I'll go long in front of it, defend that price. But Brennan, what do you got for us?
Just watching Virgin Galactic here. Yeah, another move to the upside. Not seeing anything in the way of news on this one. But if you remember the past couple of days, we've had quite the rally in space. But just tested day highs there, 2160, 3% again today for space.
And AMC, it's going to be one that was on the watch list. And if I come from Brennan into a winning trade, we'll go yeehaw. It's now short sell restricted. I think I spoke too early
There it is, Randy.
when I took that short at 435 the second time. It is now SSR. It just hit 411, so I'll take off a nice little 22-cent win. The rest of these shares, the second half, it's at 4 to 385 at price area. That's where I expect a little bit of support. If we break down to 4 even, I'll take a little bit more off for a 25 to 30 cent win, and then hopefully get our 50-cent win on the last, like 10 or 20%. Nice little short. I don't think we'll be troubled by this one. Maybe that 4 even provides a little bit of a bounce there. Both on the watch list. You just saw it on the bottom third. Sympathy play, of course, with Cineworld to the downside.
Yeah, I got to definitely. I just get too distracted, man. I got to trade some of those ones in the morning. They're so easy, some of those shorts, like that KOS. Man, I'm glad we got onto that one. And AMC, yeah, we wrote down that level, man, 430, but obviously didn't take it. Looking at other things here, we did get out of Tesla, so there it is, $2.70 win right there. Hit the bang. We still got on one third of this trade, and we've actually averaged in to our Nikola, just as we said. Now, we didn't get some at the bottom. What was my bottom price? Oh, 24.15. It went down as low as 18. That would have been a good average and gives us another name, Mr. Wickens.
Guys, a little number out there. Market Services PMI just out there at 945, in line with expectations, 94.6. If you're looking at that AMC, this is actually an ADR of CNMark. So CNMark's primary listing over in the UK and London. This is the ADR in New York. So CNK.NY just getting crushed as well, guys.
Interesting. I mean, I usually don't trade ADRs, but I just see you guys talking about this, so I have to quickly jump over and have a quick look. WR just reopened after a halt and went another 80 cents to the upside. It's up now 34% and continues to climb, and the squeeze is on in this name. I don't necessarily have any levels since we just broke through this 580, and it's about to halt again to the upside. I'll look for a downward halt to be able to play this one, but another stock going parabolic this morning, and AMC, I just took some more shares out as it continues its slide. There's the halt right there, 612 WWR halting to the upside. 5 minutes, it'll be a volatility halt, it looks like.
And here we go, guys, a little bit of bang action, and we go money. And thank you for the advice, Randy. However, we do hold a little bit, and now it's ripping. Back down through 430, back up through 430 now. We still got on a third of this one. We did take out $2.50 on this first Tesla move. Now we hold the rest, and yeah, we're heading to the upside right now, so really glad that we have that one on board. We are going to wait to get some Nikola back downside as well. That one almost comes all the way back to flat for us after this average in. So still down on Nikola so far today. 3 for 4, man. KOS, you saw the damage that we did on that stock. Big time all the way down here, man. I told Brandon I'm going to short some of these ones as we go. AMC, pretty simple there, but we missed it. Nikola, 33 cents. That's a good one. And then Tesla, not a good one right now, but out 33 cents. And look at Tesla, guys. $5 now in the money. So that's lined up, Randy, and we took those ones down. So there it is. We talked about the high of the day, taking that out. Great trade there as we continue to move north side here on Tesla. Nothing wrong with this trade. We could take some off. Let's just wait to see. This is that little high right here, 434. So if we can get some there, we'll take it. We're going to park in order just so I don't forget, man. 433 and change. Let's see if we can get almost a $10 winner here on Tesla, guys.
It's interesting to me. Tesla moving upside, but NIO still sliding down. It looks like it's going to take out 2150 again. So relative weakness, I think, overall in the space here in NIO. I'm still, of course, going to watch that reopen when it does happen on WWR, but I do want to take us very quickly back over to this MYOK. Like I said, it's going to be playing a range for me, guys. Already made some coin on this one. The short side, it does feel like to me, the long around this 220 half is going to be worth it. Maybe it's got 50 cents to $1 out of it. I think the range is certainly there. The volume also as well at 4 million looking pretty good. NIO, I love this weakness, but also watch out for AMC, that $4 area. Some trouble getting down through that price.
Yeah, I mean, as this market continues to come downside, you got to watch out for some of these trades. So we just put an order in here to get out 428. If this does rock, we'll take out the $2, but we're trying to give it a little bit more room here. We're already out of it. So this one obviously can't be a loser. We're long at 426, out at 429. And then now we'll wait to see it does tick up. That's Tesla. Let's check out Mr. Softy here. Microsoft 207.50. Not a horrible spot for it, but look how bouncy this has been so far. Again, this is a 3-minute chart. So you got to take out some kind of tops here before we go. We're just bouncing around. NASDAQ has come all the way back in right now. So if you're going to pick something up, this may be the spot. I did say we would look at Apple if there was any weakness in there. And no deep prints yet on this one. It's kind of hard. I got to zoom in and out. What is this bottom? 113, 114. I don't know, man. It's just so choppy, these NASDAQ names. Give us something not on the NASDAQ, Brendan.
Yeah, okay, why not? XPEV here, the most recent addition to the EV space, guys. The XPeng EV maker in China, 7% here. I mean, the whole group is up. There's no specific news to XPEV, but nice look here. Just came in and held that low, 1920 from the pre-market. So decent volume in XPEV today.
Decent volume there. Decent volume in NNOX. You guys are going to remember this one from last week's heavy short selling action. They got a double dip from a couple of short sellers, but it's 3 sessions in, well, this is the 3rd session in a row that it could be turning positive. I'm watching this 44. Mentioned this last week. That if this stock started to squeeze back up to 44 even, it might be a spot where I can look for a bit of a short. It was just too strong well, at least the end of last week anyways, the last couple of days in there. But that's 44 mark. That's what I'm looking at. If I can take a shot at it, I will do it in NNOX. It's going parabolic into that price, but a couple of dollars to go. But it's going to be all over NNOX if it gets $2 or $3 higher and starts to roll over, guys.
Okay, so here comes our boy Nikola, obviously heading to the south side there. So we've averaged in, and yeah, this name's not going to work. It doesn't look like. This was worth the risk for me. We did take the long. This is going to be our only loser today. But again, we're here to trade. 23.90 is going to be the out here on Nikola. Not looking good, but we're loaded up right now. So we'll wait to see if Nikola wants to go. I see our boy Square, and thank you to the chat there. I do see some of you guys with the love on Square. I'm embarrassed. I mean, I'm not embarrassed. My average price is 50 on this one from March, but I got some out the other day at 156 or 154. Square, wow. Rip City on this name. Wow, keeps going. I love Square. What's up, Brendan?
Yeah, a couple of upgrades on Square today. EIDX, guys, if anyone's wondering about that, BBIO and EIDX in a merger agreement, stock and cash deal. So combination of the two. If you're wondering on this one, up 34% today, yeah, there's a deal in place, guys.
Deal in place.
Thanks out there, Brendan. I just want to quickly jump back over to what hasn't triggered yet, but it's going to very soon. If we get a test of this 2270, I'm looking for 22 even to buy an MYOK. Worth noting, and you should probably pay attention to what is forming a bit of a seller at 221 even. So yes, it went $3 higher, but there is now an absolute brick wall at this 221. That could provide a bit of a break if it gets through that order. Give you like 50 cents to $1 easy on a scalp side trade. That WWR, this one coming back up as well. It did reopen. It's still going to the upside. Had it opened lower, there was that 6 even area that was worth taking a look at. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, if you're holding along, fantastic for you. It's approaching another halt. When it halts downside, that's when I'm going to be interested. These halts, 1 or 2 minutes in, I'm not going to jump in front of any kind of a sword like that. It's a little bit too strong, but I'm going long on that MYOK, which could break 221 any second now, guys.
All right, so hit the siren alert here. Another new position is AMD, and it's a nice one. So we got AMD right now long 86s. You're up to 94, 95 right now. Looking for an 84 break. So nicely in the money right now on AMD Advanced Micro Devices. We'll get some, bang, there it is, out some at 98 right there. So a nice big win there, actually. 12 cents in like a couple seconds there on AMD. We were looking at that early. Now we're going to go long if it breaks through 84, and then probably just use the bottom of this candle here, 83.70 or so to get out. Did I even get those? Yes, we did. So now we're long again here. Oh, wow. Big move up on AMD, guys. Nice little position here. Let's hit it. Explode some money as AMD to the moon here. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go on that name. Let's go also on that ENLV. It looks like it's trying to get back to the upside. I want to be fading this one. We didn't have any locates. We'll keep checking that one periodically just to make sure they don't come in on us. I like this level here. If you go back to like 1250, that was the high from last week. If it gets down into that price and catch a bounce, going to be jumping into a long break. I want to show you what's imminently happening on that MYOK. I'm going long through this 221. level right here. 220, of course, is that bottom. If it breaks through, I think there's a lot of shorts that just jumped in front of this price. Good for a little bit of a scalp. The spread, 10 cents or so you got to cross a little bit. But I think there's at least 50 cents to $1 worth of upside above 222. It's a short. All day long, it's going to be a short above 222. But off this little break, I will take it for a bit of a breakout long. Still in the money on AMC. It is retesting the bottom here at 407. I've already taken out everything that I will in front of that 4 even price. This is bottom wick that I got at 406. Anything else I hit out will either be on the way back up through 420 or testing down through 4 even 385. That's the target. Another name from our watch list, of course. All of these theater names going heavy to the downside.
Yeah, guys, that's just my little money counter going here because here we go. AMD, a nice little move to the upside. Bang, bang, bang. Nice trades to the upside here on AMD. Oh, yeah, and you want to count some money? How about this one? Let's go explosion with the fireworks here as Tesla now, yes, Randy. Yeah, Randy, give it to us. Tesla going upside 432 right now. $6 winner on this one, guys. 20-cent winner on AMD and making, more than 20 cents from this spot, but 20 cents from our early range. Let's go down to a 1-minute chart here. You guys can see what's going on. Bang, 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 upside. What a morning, Brendan. What else?
Another one in that space, guys. Romeo Systems Incorporated, another battery maker for the EV space, going public in a $1.3 billion SPAC deal. So RMG in New York. This came out about 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon. This news was initially released. Back to the downside. They don't like this deal. It's clear. 1050 here, a big level on the daily support. 8% to the downside for RMG, guys.
Wow, and continuing that little slide down. This is obviously, it is a big level. If it breaks through, I think I'm going to be playing this one rather light. I'd like to catch it on the way back up. I want to see if it can catch a bit of a bid on RMG. That's going to be my first look there. I do want to get you guys back over to WWR, which just for the first time slid back down. But is now holding a 640 level. If you're going to remember, when this first came, this was the level I was watching here, 580, just below that 6 mark. So it hasn't retested that to the downside just yet. If it does, that's the level that I like to be shorting. If it can hold below there at 580, I like that much better. Still feels a little bit strong to me and might test through that top one more time at 740. That level on MYOK is holding rather strong. I could scalp in front of it, but I'm still waiting for that breakout, guys. That's going to be the play. NNOX as well.
Wow.
You saw that one go parabolic to the upside. It is continuing the march. 44 is the price that I would look for the reversal on NNOX. Not touching it here at 42, guys. Brennan, what do you got?
Yeah, another one from that clean energy group. A lot of the ones from the clean energy group we looked at a week or so ago. Back to the upside today. Here's another one. Ocean Power, OPTT. 15%. Huge volume spike there through day highs, guys.
AMD, guys, that's where we're hitting that out. We'll tweet this out to you right now. AMD, bang, bang, the double shot power right there as we're going. Again, Tesla having a problem here, waiting for 433. We'll see if that can crack through as well. That's Tesla. And then we do take DraftKings short. We had it long, we crushed it, and now we'll wait to see short side now breaking this little level. I don't know what's going to happen now. We're already down 5% on some of that news. I think it's okay. We'll test a short and see what we have on that name, but that's a good one. Hopefully short on there. Tesla going. The only problem was there. Nikola breaking through 24. We get out. We tried. Hey, look, your boy's got to lose sometimes. But other than that, it's been chicken dinner winner central right now. As $6 in the money right now on Tesla. We are flat on Nikola. And AMD's 50 cents in the money as well. So, yeah, hells to the yeah. It's a cash register kind of Monday. I hope you guys are liking that. Oh, yeah, Ralph, good friend of ours there, Ralph. I always see you on Twitter as well. Thank you for all the love on that one. It's a great way to start the day. I'd say hell yeah. And Jordan, what up? See me with potential FDA approvals. We'll get over on that as well. But yeah, big day. Thanks for the super chat. Here goes DraftKings. Here we go, guys. Short at 60.35. Let's get this thing out pretty soon. Another 20-cent winner for your boy. It's cowbell time. Let's go.
Yeah, speaking of those types of wins, once again, another short here in NEO, and the relative weakness, see the market coming in as well with the ES pulling down, but NEO cannot break above 2165. We'll use a lower high as an out for this re-entry price. If it tests below 50, we're just here right now. Start taking it out in front of that bottom, but short all morning in NEO has been a good one, so running out of steam a little bit, or running out of power, I guess, to the move to the upside is going to be NEO. I'll continue the short if it wants to continue this run down, but 2160 is the new stop price for me on NIO, guys.
All right, like I said, we're just going to put that out there and hit it. Bang, there it goes, out to the world. Okay, DraftKings right now. Let's get some out again if we can get this down to $60 even. Big trade here, a nice little short on at $60.40. We just took some out there at 20. Bang! And there's another one as the money just keeps on coming down. Bang! DraftKings. Look at this thing go downside now. Here we go. Nice little trade there. Breaking down through 60. DraftKings down, 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 down. Let's go, guys.
Getting over to Brendan's RMG, 1050 key level, 1050 has held for the time being. This is a consolidation. I just mentioned I wanted to be defending this. If it got down here, this is a consolidation I was starting to look for. If we hold that price a little bit longer, catch a little bit of a bid, I'd like to go long in front of what is the new low at 1047. Maybe give it a couple of pennies. Thank you very much, Monkey Shiner there. Wow, great day on WWR, $50. Thank you for the super chat. We'll put it towards Valeria's a diabetes drink. I forget the name of what she gets at Starbucks. So that's what I'm going to call it. But it just halted again. This is a halt to the downside. So this is what I was watching for in WWR. It's already gone parabolic, as you can see. Might start to calm down. This is why you take profits on the way up on those upside halts. 580 was that price. If it holds below there, could start to turn into a short. 606, the last halt just now, guys.
I mean, look, we are just like, this has just been a monster day here, guys. DraftKings, we've already talked about that over and over and over again. Big winner. I mean, one of my largest stocks now of the day, DraftKings, because you know why? We went short here at 60.50. Then we go short again on the 60 break and cash all that out. Oh, here we go. Tesla right now, $6 now in the money. There's another winner for you, Randy. Let's just keep that momentum going. AMD, oh, ho-hum. We go long 84. That's a 70-cent winner right now. Everything is coming up right now. We go 2 thumbs up. You spin the wheel of fortune today, and it comes up long and short, cashing in both ways. Big monster day here. At the board, though, he can wait no longer. Mr. Wickens, take it over.
Hey guys, you got 10 o'clock, half an hour in the books. We had an ISM manufacturing number that just came out. Just watched the futures. Was better than expected, so might get a little positivity coming in. Yeah, Sean talking about AMD. Look at the NASDAQ, 1.3%, 1.24 if you're following the 100. But NASDAQ leading once again to the upside, so tech stocks definitely in charge. The Dow, 0.8. We have the S&P, 0.9%. To the upside. The Russell here, 1.8%. Small caps having a nice day as well. Here in Toronto, the TSX, 0.4%, 0.28% down in Brazil if you're following along with the BOVESPA in Brazil. Good morning. Some of the names from the watch list, guys. Grab the watch list if you haven't already. It's absolutely free. RCL, we talked about the cruise operators. Initial weakness here in the pre-market, kind of being shaken off a little. We're trying to test these highs from that spike high on Friday on some of the cruise lines right now. So have a look at those for potential opportunity to the upside. Relative weakness in Nikola creeping back in. Haven't talked about that. Was on the watch list, though. This high, 25.60 to 25.80 up here. Didn't even get tested this morning. We're straight back down to 24, which was that support from the end of the day on Friday. We'll flip over to one more here. Yeah, the airlines also on the watch list this morning. Spirit, obviously one of the weaker, holding below 1650, looking like it might want to break to the downside. Guys, back over to you.
Spirit Airlines, you say. Okay, yeah, just a little update there. We did get out of our Tesla for $5. We take it out right there just in case this thing does fall all the way back to the downside. Brendan talked about how strong the NASDAQ was. We probably took it out a little too early. Just look how many times. We were actually waiting at 433. You guys know that. We talked about that. Bounced too many times, even at 432.75. Like we were pennies away from getting that trade. So unfortunately, we had to give up about $1.50 back on the downside just to make sure we capture that profit. I'm nervous about it getting into this area again, and then if it does get into that area, then my out's gonna have to be down here, and I don't want that. So we don't want to celebrate. We don't want to give up everything that we've had to the upside. So Tesla, by far, a big trade there for me today. AMD though, man, this is a 60-cent win. Look where we started it: 83.80, 84. 84.80 now. Oh, wow, 84.67, 67-cent win to go. The CMPS, a little note on Citron. We'll go long on that and just see. We're going to give this one back to 41. If it breaks through 41, we'll get out. But that's CMPS. And that's about it, man, for me. KOS has been a big one. Tesla's been a big one. Nikola's been a bad one. And DraftKings, we're holding a small bit here. We're going to wait for 60.40. If it breaks 60.40, we'll get out. But we're holding a small little short here on DraftKings. Thank you for all the super chats, guys. There's been a lot lot of chicken dinner winners here. Maybe we'll have some chicken wings double Monday nighter tonight. No Cam, should be no problem. They were going to lose anyways, the Patriots to the Chiefs.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. CEMI here, guys. I know a lot of you watching Semi. The top on Friday, of course, if you go back pre-market action 580, I'll look at that if it gets up there. It's leveling off shy, however. I wouldn't be surprised if it puts in a lower high. This 550 area of consolidation could be good for a short. WWR, however, just reopened, trending down towards that 580 that I just mentioned to you guys. It halted at 606. If it breaks down below that price, I will jump into a quick little short off that 606 to 615 area. That was the top it just put in. Like we said, not a horrible place to take some profits. If it gets down to 520, that was the first halt on the way up. That will support where the second jump off happened. That's where I look to take profit off and maybe consider along in front of that price. But WWR in the middle of that range. It has to break the bottom for me to go short. I won't touch a long until it gets down to like 520 or tries to take the absolute top off once again. That'll be 738 as I see as the actual high price. So no long on this little break. I'm waiting for a shot to go short on WWR and CEMI as well, guys. I want to quickly jump back over to one from last week. Not a ton of volume, but watch out for XTNT. This one, a couple of parabolic moves up. It is sliding back to the downside. This feels like it's going to trend down the entire week. CTNT, this one's over on the Amex. It's this level here that I'm looking at. If 135 goes, current bottom, Friday bottom, at least after the open. If that gets taken out, I am going short on XTNT over on the Amex. A couple of pennies away, so I want to let you guys know in advance.
Oops, I forgot about the CMPS here, and now it's going downside, so we'll have to get out of that one. Okay, DraftKings, look, man, it just comes all the way back. We hold out that, so now we'll take some out basically for flat on our last little bit. We are short 98. We just took some out 98s. Now we got bids in the 70s and then down lower into the 50s, believe it or not. 59.50 is our next bid. So we got some in the 70s is one bid to capture, see if we can get in and around here. You'll see it come out. Here's a little tip. It's 77. So we got a bid at 77. We'll wait for that. And then we got some bids down in the 50s. And then hopefully we can even crack lower. But I'm a big time bull, guys. I'm a bull on DraftKings. Do not get me wrong. I'm long this in my own account. Bang, a nice little win right there. So we put DraftKings into the gates of hell today as they are fading back down. Share offering not bought up today, Brandon.
Another one to look at here, guys. GAN Limited, GAN. They're teaming up with Wynn Resorts to provide iGaming and internet sports betting in the state of Michigan. So GAN, big move here to the upside, but fading that, $19 needs to hold here, but monster volume for GAN, guys.
Yeah, a bit of a roll starting to happen here in Semi. So once I see it start to go down, I'll join the party. I did like a couple of areas here, but going to play off of the current high at 560. Just pick some shares at 550 to the downside here. And if it comes down to like that 25 area, we'll get some out around the quarters. We'll get some out in front of 5 even, not expecting too deep a retrace. I mean, 480 was the previous close. So if you can get $5, you got to be happy with that one. WWR is heading down towards that target entry price for me. So it looks like I am going to be jumping into a short of that one if I can. Wait a minute. Oh, no. So don't have the locates, I thought. Thought we had some locates in WWR. Have to check the pricing on that. But CMI, new position alert for me, adding to AMC. And NEO, still holding short. It cannot move up with the market here. All kinds of relative weakness considering what the rest of the space is doing today, guys.
Yeah, and considering this, look at DraftKings, guys. We go long here. I'm going to tweet this one out as well. Long off the open, giving this to you. Bang, bang. Big wins off the open. DraftKings, my number one stock today. Then we go short at 60.50. Then we go short at 60 again. And ho-hum down to 59.40. This is a 50-cent win right now on board with DraftKings, 50+ cents. AMD, 60+ cents. Just took some out at the high of the day. So we're light on both of these right now, but it's the only two we have on. One long and one short. Just goes to show you can play both ways on that one as we hit some bullseyes all the way around. I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're almost at 100,000 shares. I did the interview with Benzinga. You can check that out as well. Here goes AMD. Now new highs right now. Okay, let's put the coffee down and just do a little bit of this. We're feeling a little psychedelic here today as we got a 70-cent win long on AMD, a 50-cent short on DraftKings. So yeah, all is well up in Katina land today.
All is definitely well. It looks like it's pricey on WWR. It's going to be about 17 cents a share, which is kind of going to be worth it here. I want to jump to a Toronto name for you guys very, very briefly. If you're watching this, CGX over in the TSX, you might see this one pop in here, Cineplex. We talked about AMC, we talked about Cineworld, but another name in the same space, down 20%. Don't have to deal with short sell restrictions when trading in Toronto. So if you see me trade this name, that's all it is, guys. It's just a CGX over in the TSX, Cineplex. I like this 550 area. It's holding below. In the money on AMC, might add this one to the list if it breaks this 530 to the downside to continue to play this southbound trade in both of these names, guys. MYOK, I'm going to go short in front of that 221 reverse long, but there was a 50-cent scalp that I can take. If I can get it, I missed it the first time, let's grab it the second time. But watch out CGX through 530. Wow, is it already 10-10? I cannot believe we're getting very, very close to these, very close to our upgrades and downgrades. Second I get the go ahead, we will jump into those. Gonna get that WWR as well. But before that, let's jump to the big screen with Brendan for upgrades and downgrades.
Hey guys, yeah, let's get you a few more symbols to have a look at here. Upgrades on this side of the board, downgrades over there. We talked about Square right out of the bat. I'll show you that in a second. Big move. DocuSign as well, having a nice day. Multiple upgrades on that one. AT&T under pressure today, although it is trying to get back to the upside. Multiple downgrades. Price target decreases on T. Square here, yeah, it was very obvious. Mentioned it right off the bat this morning. 173 through that pre-market high. Look at the volume behind that as well. Straight to the upside. $5 move there up to 178 for Square. 4.5% on an upgrade. AT&T, not so much. It did try and bounce here, as I mentioned, around that pre-market low, but was rejected up there, 28.75. Multiple downgrades on AT&T, guys.
Wow, guys, big time thank you. I'll get back to that CMPS. While AMD now still 75 cents down the money, that CMPS is huge, and I got out of it, but I did want to give a big thank you so much for the money shiner. You guys have already talked about that. And then right here, and thank you for your kind words on DraftKings as well. Money shiner there, we tweeted that out. Let's start the week off right. There's another one, another big one. Thank you. Cameron, you have been a legend, both you and Ralph, everybody, money shiner as well. Thank you so much for the continued support on the show. We wouldn't be here without our viewers, so that's a big one. Look at this, man. We get in on this little report here from Citron, and then we get out as it threatens to break 41 again. I didn't want it. We should have given it all the way back to VWAP. Unfortunately, the spread at this point was like 40, 50 cents. We did get out there, but now it's to the upside, basically where I got in. So CMPS Compass Pathways here on a note from Citron. So we're going to take a look at that. AMD still at its high of the day. Let's see if we can hold on to that one. And we did get out of our Tesla at 430.50. It's right back upside again. We would have got our 433s, no doubt, because it's passed through there. But that's okay. No point in worrying about it. Sweat job is now over on that one. Oh, yeah, sweating it out. Not really. It was always in the money. We never once were out of the money on this Tesla trade. So a nice little trade. But look at this. Lower, lower, lower. So as lower lows keep getting put in, higher lows keep getting put in here on this chart. You see here again, then, and now we're trying it again. So Tesla, man, if you're long on this one, congratulations. It's a good one for all the longs today. Let's find another one.
Yeah, I'm going to knock on some wood here. Fortunately, nothing has turned into a loser yet, but with this market continue to grind, I just look at NEO holding this little bottom, 21.35 previously, now 21.40. I'm going to get out of this short. We had a couple of them on 68s and then again at 54. I'll continue to take this trade, but I'm now thinking about a long break to the upside. It does feel like the bottom is trying to come in here in NIO, and maybe can join that party with the rest of the market. So the scalp shorts are done. I'm going to look for a long break at 21.65 if that one heads to the upside. Should always have your locates ready to go. WWR, it was a great trade. We gave the price area. I didn't have the locates at the time. We do have them on CEMI. That's starting to try to roll over here. I've shorted it in front of that high of day. I missed a reload opportunity, 555 off that 560 top, but now looking to see if it can test down towards those quarters. Does that, I'll be a happy camper. One more to get you to. It's done 5 million shares. It's going to show up as up a ridiculous amount for you guys, but it's going to trade what I think is going to be a relatively solid structure on this trade. There was one move up, and I said faded in front of 224. I didn't catch it till this 222 and 221.50. Getting out on MYOK down here at 221. I'm now short in front of this 221 level, looking to play this 50-cent range. I will go long if it tests 220, but it has not got down there. So I think it's going to tighten up, probably 30 cents to maybe $1 worth of scalp trades on NYOK, hopefully for the rest of the day. But that 221 break is looming to the upside. Brennan, what do you got?
I mentioned that XPEV earlier. I just noticed Li Auto, LI, also going. Just want to mention this one as well. GRNQ, there was an offering this morning. 260, bit of an area there, but breaking 2 at the moment. So Li Auto, the latest on the volume list, guys.
So DraftKings goes all the way down there and puts us $1 in the money. DraftKings goes $1 into the money, down to 59.06 before bouncing. So yeah, that's 59, probably a good spot there. We'll put a bid down here, see if we can capture that $1. But right now it's coming back to the upside. That is DraftKings, which is fine because the more the market goes, the more our AMD goes, and that's 85 cents now. 79 cents now in the money, bouncing around. But here comes DraftKings, 59.75. Let's get out on that one if it does go. Oh, well, we'll take 50-cent win on that. AMD, here it comes, man. Still making moves to the upside. Look where we're long, 83.85. Then again at 84. AMD to the moon here, it looks like. We did talk about why we like that one. And like I told you guys, these easy ones in the morning, man, when they break down, they break down. And we're going to be doing this more and more, including on that one. I did miss AMC. Just didn't have an order in. But 440 was about as good as it got. Oh, sorry, 430 there on that break. And look at that, man. If you take that break, it goes against you maybe 5 cents, ho-hum, and then tanks another 30. So we're going to be reloaded up on some of these names going forward, as it just looks like they make too much sense. SPI, that's up 25%, and it's $7 today. So SPI, the name that went to $40, like I think, was that 2 weeks ago now? SPI now bouncing around, finally making a little bit of sense and finding some price discovery. We'll get into this name as, 8 million shares today. SPI.
And NNOX, guys, it looks like it's ramping up to make that test of 44. That was a price that we're looking at. Just going to jump to the 15 minutes so you guys can have a quick little look. It's this price level right here. It's like 44 and change or so. This is where I expect there might be a chance that we can roll over. It's a couple of bucks away, but it is consolidating sideways, looking like it might want to squeeze up one more time. I did take some out. I talked about 25, 50, 80 cents type scalps on MYOK. Going to continuously do that as long as that 221 level does hold. So not one for one, 2 for 2, but this one's more of a scalp trade. We took $1.50 off it. Might not get that big of a move again. Brendan, what do you got? Hey.
With the negative news surrounding the theater operators this morning, some of the streaming names and some of the stay-at-home names starting to pop up here. Roku has gone positive in a big way, 1.8%. I'll flip over to Netflix, 1.8%, also positive. Back to that 510 area that we were talking about multiple times last week. So some of the stay-at-home type stocks, guys, starting to go.
Yeah, definitely. What's not going, however, those airlines that we talked about, consolidating off the bottom, no long break here. I mean, the market's trying to rebound. Remember, this is probably a little bit of a sell the news type of event. If anything gets finalized, I would expect to see a bit of a bump here in AL. So I'm watching this like 1290 area to try to break to the upside. It's got this little 15 penny range. It's held it basically the entire morning after that flush, literally at 9:30. So let's look for a break up. It'll be 1290 to that upside. That's what I'm going to be playing on American Airlines. That 1325 is likely to turn into some resistance. If it gets through there, it's a separate trade altogether at 1325 on American.
Nikola. So yeah, it looks like Nikola we got out at the very bottom. What else is new on that one? The only negative stock that we have, well, we have that CNPS as well, but that's so small. We get out of Nikola at the very bottom, so good job there, Sean. But again, we got to stick to our rules there, 24. This was the only loser that we had on today. Other than that, man, we're at our highest point of the day. Even with this on, if you add it back, then obviously we're huge, but this is my only loser today. This was Nikola. We tested it long early. These are just mistakes. Then we get in, we get out. That's a nice little scalp. Get out the rest, average, and dump it right at the bottom, which this actually would have paid off because it does come right back up here to VWAP. So we'll wait to see if Nikola can sort itself out. I'm not sure it's going to be much of a trade here. It's pretty choppy. DraftKings comes right back to the bottom. We're bidding this very bottom, man, 59.05. So we'll see. If DraftKings makes new lows, we're there. AMD again, 85. We're still upside. We're waiting for that 85 print. We're going to get out if it does break back down below here. So again, our last 10% willing to ride with it. So that's a good trade for us so far today. Tesla, we've already crushed it. We already got out of Tesla. In, out right there. So double power on that move. And now it's making its move back to the downside. But watch out for these futures here coming back down. Okay, I see you, DraftKings. Come on. We are Bang! Pennies away, and there it is. Superman is back in the building right now. That's a $1 win right there on DraftKings on the last little bit. In, out, 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 out. We hold that. Now we can cancel our out to the upside there because that's not happening. And we also see right now there's some 59s down here. Decent size off 59. Maybe a little bit of a resistance spot here for DraftKings. We did see that. Let me see if I can show it to you one more time. Where is that level? There it is, 59 right here, guys. There was a big size there at 59. Only 30,000 shares, but look at that out. 05 on that out. What a great trade that one happens to be. That's DraftKings, and now we go over to AMD, which is now 75 cents in the money. So we're just sit back and relaxing right now, but we're going to find more shares and more trades for you very soon, guys.
Yeah, we do have that CMI. Talked about this one for you guys with plenty of time to get a double dip entry. I mean, it tested that 560. I did pick some shares up here at 550. It tested the top again. I just got some out at 41, 35. I got some targets down around that quarter mark. So a nice little trade to the south side. A bit of a break on MYOK. I didn't take the profit. It broke long at 221, went all the way up to like 60s, 70s. I was kind of hoping it'd be $1. I'm going to try to defend this long trade now because it looks like it's put in a bit of a low. CMI, I will unlikely reload unless it fails right back at 550, and then I try to catch it on the way down. My stop is in place at 560, so not much to change on that one for you guys. I did want to jump back over to CGX. This one is going to be, of course, in Toronto. Did miss this little bottom break. I don't like having stop orders in Toronto, but now it's testing again back up at that 530. So I will jump into this one over in Toronto, guys. So you are going to see this pop up, CGX, Toronto name, but it's 1020. Let's get some small caps with the recap with Brennan.
Yeah, lots to look at on small cap world. Let's go to a few here to CRVS. First of all, Sean was talking about this was as easy of a morning as it possibly could be in small cap world to the downside. 625, 630 up here. If you go to the daily chart, go back to this resistance point, which was way back in January of this year. We were up here around the 620, 630 area, came right to that level and rejected it very hard. Even gave you a second opportunity up there. I didn't see it until a little bit lower, 610 though. So we're down to $5 now. It's breaking new lows for CRVS. So that was a $1 move and still going. Still has room down to about $4 even if you want to be patient with CRVS. Great opportunity. KOS, yeah, 175, 180. Go out to the daily chart, pretty obvious level. Didn't even get to 160, however. On that last push up before the open. Big, huge fade down to 110. I mentioned $1 here right before the open. Is possible, probably gets there at some point today. IMGN, another one I wanted to have, but missed it. It did give you a little uptick there right at the open to 450. We're down to $4 on IMGN. So lots of opportunity. Pretty stress-free on the short or small cap world today, guys. Back to you.
Yeah, not much that went against you here, but this reversal play in MYOK did briefly go against me. So not yet in terms of a losing trade, but this one does remain to be seen. I'm gonna take this short. I talked about the possibility of a move up towards the buyout price of 225 and that I would fade it. That's a different trade from most of what we're gonna put on here. So scalp short at 220, 220.90, able to take some out at there at 75, but I'm reversing to this long. You're seeing the bottom that's being put in. If it takes out this 2250 or 220.50, I'll get out and look for a hold at 220. Otherwise, I'm now thinking northbound above this 221 mark and some tests at 222. So, just try to pretend that this was like a $22 stock. You were taking off like 5-10 cents at a time. That's what we'll do with like 50 cent to $1 winners on MYOK. I have to jump over to Cineplex. I did get this one to the south side over in Toronto. So just to give you an idea of what I'm doing, it's very similar to what I was doing in AMC. Only this one a little bit weaker on the name. I got the short here at 31s, got 32s. I'll take it a couple more times in front of 550 and then try to work it down to 5 even. AMC's still in the money for me to the short side, just sort of doubling down here with another name over in Toronto, guys.
And AMD, guys, I mean, it's just now $1 in the money. We've already cashed out most of this trade, but look at this, man. 85 and change right now as AMD just continues to go, man. We're long at 84 even. We started this trade at 83.80. So, and we talked about it in our watch list earlier on as well. If you're just saying, hey, what the heck is the watch list? Let me show you what that is. This is probably one of the things that we're really most proud of, giving it to you for free. So watch list on tradertv.live. DraftKings, I mean, we've played that like Superman today, and thank you for all the love in the chat and on Twitter for that one as well. DraftKings 4% up. Airline companies on here. There's your MYOK there, the buyout. Apple, we haven't traded much today. Tesla, Neo, Days Low, Nikola, my worst stock. AMC's on here. Cruise Lines, KOS, we absolutely crushed that. Here's Neil thinking about something. But you can sign up for that, man. Delivered directly to your inbox is our watch list. So every single morning, make sure you get that. Oh, we talked about some of these cannabis names possibly coming into play here now that it's looking more and more like the Democrats basically kind of have this on wraps, I think. But polls, who knows? But as the polls get stronger and stronger for Biden, I think I saw a 14-point lead that came out over the weekend. Not sure what they were saying about Trump versus Hillary, if that was near 14 or not. We all know how that ended up, but you could see some of these marijuana companies. We did talk about that. If the Democrats get in charge, watch out, because some of these could come into play even more. So my call for you, and I gave it to you by CGC, and this was last week. You guys hopefully remember that. We gave you the call down here at $14 for CGC, so hopefully you put some of that in your long-term portfolio. What's up, Brendan?
It wasn't working on my charts here, but Afria, another one. Just saw Afria on a positive note this morning, up big time as well. Double digits, guys, for Afria.
Double digits for Afria. That's obviously going to be a big mover. But I just want to quickly jump back over to the cruise ship space, and that $17 price on NCLH. Nice little cruise around here. If we're going to head back north, I talked about American Airlines breaking $12.90. I'm going to look at this as well for a 17, call it 15 area break on NCLH. Norwegian did make a move off the open before fading right back in, but it seems like it's picked up at least a little bit of support. If it can get back up through, I think there's another potential break that gets you that 20 to 30 cents in towards that opening range high and pre-market top, so 17.15 to the long side. I'm taking more shares than MYOK. I have 97s as a price. I'd like 80 to 85 as an average price if 220.50 does go. So I'd like to risk 30 to 40 if I'm going to be making anywhere from that to $1 on any scalp trades to the upside. And again, I say scalp trades because I'm expecting no more than a $3 or $4 range on the stock no matter what. So I think it's scalping from 50 cents to $1.
So Roku there, we did get in some at 203.50. We got out at 202.70. We got more in again right there on what I think is maybe a failed break. So look, if this market wants to go down, Roku obviously will follow it, but a nice little pick back up right there at 202.60. So now we're going to give this one to break. It has to break now 202 for me to get out of this one. So we'll wait for Roku back to the upside here. Hopefully we can catch a nice little win on that as well. But you know, when you lose 60 cents on a little bit there on Roku and then have the same amount of shares basically on AMD, that's now $1 in the money, it's all good. So that's a good one. Wow, Peloton. Again, and I hope some of you guys took that advice again into the 80s where we reloaded Peloton into the 80s when they had that big move down. Now it just keeps on going to the upside, man. When you have that first mover advantage, I keep talking about it, Peloton, I just so crazy how high this one keeps going. New highs, new all-time highs for this name Peloton. If we can get this back down 109 and change down here, we'll take that. But missed opportunity on Peloton, man. We should have had this one off every single open here. As COVID just keeps on rearing its ugly head, some of these stay-at-home names continue to work. That's why we're on the Roku right now. Peloton, just another name. Wow, $110. I mean, look at the daily chart of this thing. It's absolutely nuts. It's basically straight up. This was the move I was talking about. This day, I was trying to tell you guys, buy some Peloton down here, 84, 85. If you did, let me know. But now you're at 110. This may be a good sell time. Look at the volume that's picked up here in Peloton lately. What a big mover, man. This thing was down to $20 in March. Now 110. If you're in this name, might be a profit time to take profit on Peloton bouncing off 110.50. Mr. Wicken.
We had some new data out last week, if you remember, on the BioNTech Pfizer phase 1-2 trial for their COVID-19 vaccine. Just saw BNTX here, 9% today. Huge move on decent volume as well. Just broke 81, guys, for BNTX.
Wow, NVIDIA.
Trying to break $16 here is plug up 12%. There was a nice level here if it pulls back to like 1540. That's one to be able to watch for. But you gotta take this 16 break if it's going to come in. So plug up 12%. Could go more. Volume is absolutely fantastic. So going to make sure we watch that one heavily. I'm going to take some more shares in CGX. That one is of course Cineplex over in Toronto. If I can catch some in front of that 550, I'm going to be all over that probably all morning long. But I'm going to make my first foray into DraftKings. Well, we talked about a couple of levels here. We talked about that 58.60. That's sort of quickly approaching. I wanted to see it dip down into what was Friday's bottom. If it catches a bid or any kind of sideways action off that level, I like it at 59, risking that 50 pennies to see if it can get back to the upside. So DraftKings starting to come down. That little dip buy that I've been waiting for could come into play closely, but it's about 70 pennies away from the floor and 30 cents away from that entry at 59 even, guys. So watch out for Donkey Kong as it does slide down. Just took some more CGX. That one is going to be short in front of 550. AMC hasn't threatened, so overall weakness in the space still good when it comes to the theater names. And until they break up, I'm not going to get away from that trade. Just to recap on AMC, it's still down 10%. It's trying to get to this 420 mark. My first exits were at this price. If it breaks above there, I'll trail out of the last little bit and then look for a re-entry in front of that 440. That's where I was shorting on the way up. 431s and 435s in front of 440. As long as 440 holds, I'm still going to be short on AMC. Looking for a re-entry on that one, guys.
Okay, so Roku, man, we go right back to the moon on this one. Back to days high. Look at this reload up here. Back here. Yes, go, go, go. We're breaking highs again, so a good idea on the reload. Wow, okay, Roku. Still making moves to the upside. Big time move right now for Roku as we just go upside, upside, upside. Right now, 85 cents in the money on Roku. So we talked about losing that dollar. Now we make it all the way back. Boom! Good trade there as we get on fire with Roku. Okay, why AMD? Upside right now, $1 in the money on AMD. And I just chose a random kind of level here. It's 84.80, so it's not that random. That was this tick right here. We're going to the downside. If it breaks through, we'll take a clean 80 cents on that one. We did let it go about $1.20 in the money. But if it wants to fade back through, we'll take that out. That is AMD right now making moves. Back down to the upside is AMD. And I want to give a big thanks to Valeria for running. I forgot the water over there, so now we hit up Hydration Nation. What's up, Mr. Wheelie Man? I know you're hitting that with me. I know a lot of you guys are as well, so let's hit that water, guys. And again, all the winners made me think I got to just get some more. Once you start drinking the water, it all just flows in there. That's Hydration Nation. What up, Daryl? You've been holding Peloton long term. You did add in the 80s. Oh, you did add in the 80s. Yes, sir. So there we go. We'll smile for you, Daryl. Good look there. Thank you so much. Glad that we're talking about that. And someone takes my advice, as I did not even take my own advice on Peloton. B. Wickens.
Another little one here, guys, from the Solar Group moving Beam. BEEM up 9.5%. Not seeing any way or anything in the way of headlines, but had a big day on Friday through to 15. We're up to 1650 for BEEM. Also, just a side note, just saw a note saying the White House press pool has been called to Walter Reed Medical Center, once again, where President Trump is. So possibly an announcement coming in the next few minutes. So we'll continue to watch that. Valeria is watching what's going on over in Europe. About an hour left over in Europe. Valeria, what's up?
Yes, Brandon. British engineering firm Weir Group is up almost 16% after the sale of its gas and oil division. Back to you.
So many things to watch today. Yeah, about an hour left to go over in Europe, guys. Back to you.
Watch out for PLTR. Now, Palantir has been relatively weak since the direct listing, but 9 even held very, very nicely. If you go back into Friday, it's testing back down towards that price, only down 1%, but we saw how levels hold and how we can take advantage of them. I like this 9 for support. I'm going to be long in front of it when it comes down. If it wants to break, fair enough. You just rinse and repeat until it goes over and over again. I'll start it probably at 5 or 6 in front of that 9, but Palantir firmly on the radar. I didn't think this would come into play as it opened above that 930 price. That's where I would be looking to get out of any kind of trade. It was a fantastic sort of a stop on the first, and then it was just a hard level that we were able to short over and over and over again. I like 930 as an out, but 9 has to be the hold in front of there. Let's go long on Palantir. Also looking for DraftKings. Doesn't get down to 59 even there, but now holding 59.40. Looks like I'm going to start having to pick up that long earlier than I expected on DKNG, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I should see the bottom there. How much are we even up right now on DKNG? We are flat right now. Look at this out. I mean, it doesn't get much more perfect than this one. And we'll hit the Street Fighter. Perfect. Right there. So we get out at 59. That's the bottom of the day. It goes down as low as 58.80, at 58.90 there. But nice little out on the last little bit. So happy with the way this trade worked itself out. So congratulations, anybody that's already been on DraftKings with us. I'll probably leave it alone. Not looking super spicy for me. But right here, I said I would get out of Roku there for this clean dollar win on that name. But now I don't think so. With President Trump, I'm thinking is going to walk out. And I made a joke about Vince McMahon. If you want to see how Vince McMahon walks out, just Google Vince McMahon walking or something. He just walks, with his arms flailing. And I just think Trump hopefully comes out okay from all of this and walks right out of Walter Reed. And when that happens, man, the market could take off on that or go the other way. But I just think that's a very positive sign. Obviously, no matter what political party you're part of or what side you're on, we don't discuss that kind of stuff here, but it's always a good thing to know that there's at least, some certainty behind the current president. So I think that's a fantastic thing. So I'm actually waiting up here at 205.50. We'll see if we can't get out. Use the 205 break with some momentum to get out of that one. So I think that's great. If the news is the other way, though, if they come out and say we got to hold President Trump back a day or however long, then I think we got to hit the market sell on Roku here. Make sure that we get out of that one because I do expect a little bit of a downward move on that. AMD, guys, look, we're back to back. I mean, I'm sitting right now in back-to-back $2 winners. You guys can manage them however you want. I've given you the out here of 84.80. It's $1 in the money. It's $1 in the money on Roku. Have fun however you want, but we're banging them out on this side, guys.
I think, Brendan, in just a quick second, but WWR is holding this nice little consolidation here. Once it breaks out of the range, I wasn't going to go long before, but now if it squeezes again, it looks like 620 to that upside. Palantir, I started the position, I told you around like 10, I got 11.5. It's already heading back up. I will take the scalp off in front of that 930. It's a hard level all last week. 930 has been a good one. So you're only looking at like 10, 15 cents. It's scalp trade all the way. 30 penny range is what I'm kind of anticipating here on PLTR. But I'm expecting a break on WWR, either 550 to the downside or 620. I'm bracketing either direction on WWR now that I finally have those locates for you guys. And CGX, I'll review that trade in just a little bit when we come back from Brendan. Got already a couple of nice little scalp wins on that Toronto name. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
Day number 2 for Helion, guys. Friday was a bit of a non-event. Volume was non-existent for HYLN. This is the SHLL SPAC that turned into Helion, the deal approved last week. So day number 2 in New York here for HYLN, down 3.25%. Big volume coming in as we broke that 38 level there, guys.
Wow, that's a big one there. I just want to quickly go over to CGX. I talked about this. I know not all of you guys are going to be able to trade in the TSX. Of course, we can. I'm shorting this one off of 550. AMC broke 520 to the upside, but there's not a lot of strength coming into CGX. So as long as it holds below this 550 mark, I'm going to retest this one to the short side every chance that I get and see if we can't make a little bit of coinage in front of that little low at 505, guys. Done 2.5 million shares here in Toronto. It's going to look very, very similar. Only difference here in Toronto, the gateways are all going to be different. Not going to recognize them. And we can actually see the different brokers. Like I'll see when CIBC or whether it's going to be Scottrade or any of those big houses, they'll jump in here on the level 2. And if we see anything big, we can react to it for now, just playing off of that 550 every chance we get, taking some 10 cent type scalps. CEMI. This short, it gave one dip to the downside, down into 535. I took some off in front of it. I have some targets around that 525 mark. It's still sliding slowly to the downside, but 560, because of this sideways consolidation, is now going to be a bit of a breakout to the long side for me. I was only going to cover at that price. Now I will reverse long, given it's showing a little bit of strength here in CEMI. So call it now a reversal from the short into a long on a 560 break. But I still am short at 550, looking to see if it can't fall down toward that 5/4.
Okay, you guys talking about Plug Power there. That one should be a little bit of a runner too. We'll look at that up I just thought, Plug up 11%. Let's take a look. Plug, I know Brendan's always gives us some of these electric names. Plug, Workhorse, Neil's been on that. Tesla's been a big cowbell win today for us as well. And if you're joining us for the first time, welcome aboard. We do this every single day the market is open. You'll get Neil, myself, and Valeria. Hit the like, and Brendan, sorry about that, Brendan. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're back here every single day. Look, we're marching towards 100,000 subscribers. We want to get that little, someone said it's like a little silver YouTube-y plaque thing, so that will be really cool. We'll pop that on the show and show it to you guys. Maybe put it, I think we can put it maybe above the TV or something. We'll find out where it is. Oh, for now, we still have art. You know, I got to get some new pieces of art right now, so I'm going to talk to the princess and see if we can't figure that out. Floss it, we have that on as well. Our merch is still for sale. You can check it out. The thing that most people pick up, of course, is this coffee cup. We like that. Support the show with that as well. But definitely hit that like, hit that share, and hit that subscribe. We're also excited, guys. All of our members, the last Monday of every single month, anyone who's a member for $5 a month will be able to ask questions directly to Brendan, myself, Neil, and Valeria. That's the last Monday of every single month. We'll go on the air for an hour or so. We'll figure that all out, but that's going to come in a couple weeks. But make sure you sign up for that. That was super fun last time. We just had so many questions that we know we're going to do it again. So there that is. That should be really exciting. Plug Power 1590. Sorry about that little pitch there. Let's go over to here and see the daily chart. Man, people have been pounding the table. I hope a lot of our viewers have made a lot of money on Plug because this has been one that's been very popular in our chat. So up to $16. Let's see if it takes out 16. Let's go long. What the hell? This is the high here. I don't think we get back to 14 and change anytime soon. So I'll wait for a 16 even break. Looks good to me.
Yeah, and it looks good to me on KOS. We talked about this all morning long, the flush. When I got out of this at 120, from the 150 short, I did mention if it tests it down towards that previous close at 103, I was going to jump into this one. You can certainly see it's had some support down from 85 cents to like a buck. So it gives 100% retracement. There could be a secondary push. I see support below me, so I'm going to start this position here. I just got some at 111. I'll probably long it in front all the way up to 105, 1 to 103, 103 being Friday's close. That will be my out range. PLTR still working into that long position as well. And the only short I still have left on is semi, which I'm reversing into a long at 565. Fortunately, not yet any losing stocks, but MYOK, I've now gone long in front of 220.50. If that one looks like it's going to be a loser, it's much weaker than I anticipated. And just to give you guys a bit of an update, I know we haven't gotten to this yet. There's been a few of these today. Some parabolic movers, and we talk all about these in the video that we have already recorded and are dropping today. So Valeria is going to be going to our Market Wisdom channel and dropping the link for you guys in the chat. Make sure you check it out. We see these small caps go absolutely crazy, and there's lots of opportunity to trade them in either direction. Stay tuned and watch out for the release of this video, which is coming on our Market Wisdom channel. From that to our good friend Brendan at the big screen, it's time for Sector Watch.
Indeed, let's have a look at the S&P 500, guys. We'll see what is leading things today. 1.3% for the overall S&P to the upside. Nicely positive, in fact, right across the board. You can see a little bit of negative coming from the consumer discretionary group here, mostly in the durable goods and services group. The cruise lines in here, some of the hotels to the downside today. LVS 1.5%, CCL, NCLH, and RCL in there as well. Hilton, notably strong there, 1.1% to the upside for HLT. Real estate stocks, some of the little REITs are moving around to the downside mainly, and utility stocks also, I noticed, in negative territory. But look at how strong the industrials, the financials, and the tech stocks are. So all of that getting offset. Industrials first here, URI, CMI, and ROK, all up 3% or more on the day, leading the way. Transportation group over here, all positive outside of the airlines. There's AAL, tough to see. UAL there as well in negative territory, but only just. So industrials are strong. The entire financial sector outside of CME and I forget which one that was, but there was two stocks in negative territory in the diversified groups. Everything else is positive on the day. So banks are leading, tech stocks are leading as well. The software services company, there was one stock in negative territory. Everything else in positive territory, big time. Semis, though, leading. AMD, NVIDIA, QCOM, LRCX, to name a few. NVIDIA and AMD, 4% each on the day. Hardware makers also having a nice day as well. XRX and HPE, they're 2.5 to 3% overall. So the little negativity that we have coming out of consumer discretionaries and real estate stocks easily offset today. Overall, 1.3% for the S&P 500. Let's go back to Sean.
We gotta bring her back, baby. Okay, 98.81 right now. We're going long once again on Mr. JP Morgan. What's up, JP Morgan? How are you feeling, Jamie Dimon? I hope you're feeling well because we are now long your name. 98.73. I keep telling you, best of breed. Let's just trade JP Morgan to the upside. I talked about it, and I did want to give a big shout out to anybody who bought this with me down at $94 not too long ago. Could be back there tomorrow. Who knows? But right now, JP Morgan, a nice little long. We talked about why we like JP Morgan the other day. We talked about why we bought Apple at 104. We talked about Palantir. I want to get into that one. Peloton as well, upside as well. So hopefully you guys are also taking some of these investment plays for the long side as well. 98.81 right now. We're going long, long, long. We took out some 73s on that, and then we got the long on the break now of the high of the day here, 98.80. I guess the high was really 78, but we're just bouncing around right now. Let's see if this can keep going. Look, this is not going to be a super heavy position. It's 10.43, but we are in it, and we do like it, and we're at our highest spot of the day, so we'll floss that off a little bit. If JP Morgan can get back upside, we haven't been here for a while. Let's call up the daily chart here. That's why I'm going to have to give this one a little bit of room. We're right at the 50-period moving average right here. Didn't even realize that. That's right here, man. 98.80, so we'll take it. It hasn't been up here. This is where we were buying more. And we tweeted that out, that we bought more JP Morgan down here. $93, $94, up to 98. Nice little 4% return in a week. We also bought Apple. That's a 10% return in a week. So now, 97.60. Is that the bottom right here? What is that wick? 97.60. So I think we've got to hold this one about $1 or so on JP Morgan, and we'll see if we can't get some upside movers. 99. Yeah, I mean, look, if we can get this through 99, that'd be great. We'll take some off ahead of 99 if we can get it, but we got to give this one at least back to VWAP, sort of where there's some consolidation here. If it gets back as low as 50, we'll dump a little bit. Don't want to take a big loser at this time of day, but it's been a big day for us. Thank you so much for everybody watching today.
Yeah, just want to recap a few names here. Plug is leveling off a little bit, but still have that 16 firmly in the crosshairs if it does want to break to the upside. I'm also looking at this like 1570 right here right now for a bit of a scalp trade short. Just added to my Palantir position in front of 9 even, got some more at 910. I'll take shares all the way down to 905 on that one. But this 1570 on Plug is going to be hard to ignore if I can catch a quick little breakdown trade here. Just a bit of a reversal of a trend to the upside. It's been parabolic mover, but I think it tests 1540 to 50 if in the event that 1570 goes. So we have direct market access. We can take advantage of smaller price movement. That's why I like this 1570 to the south side. Still going to take a 16 break if it does come in on Plug Power. But first things first, looks like it could be a short in front, guys.
I'm glad you noticed, you mentioned that Palantir. I was actually looking to go long a lot higher than this, so my longs are going to be off the table right now. The trend is definitely down, but there is, let's see. I guess there's probably some size at 9. We've broken that before. Yeah, okay, that's a nothing burger down there. So you see some size at 9 here. Watch out, man. This momentum is downside. I'm going to find out where to pick some up on Palantir. The bottom was 904, 905 there early on Friday. We did crack. Okay, there's the crack there. I just want to check this out before we go to Brendan. It did make its way down to 890 or so. So you get long now on Palantir. You do have those outs down at 890. But if you're going to take a 10-cent, actually, this would be an 18-cent risk. You got to get this thing to 930. I don't think that happens anytime soon. What up, B?
Another clean energy name, guys. Just saw Bloom Energy, BE, back to the upside today, 13.5% here. We're back to these levels on the daily chart, though. That could be a little bit of a problem spot. 18, kind of 25 to 75 place to watch out for. But decent volume coming in still for BE, guys.
All right. temporary cowbell win here, Neil. Just quickly, JP Morgan, we take some out there for 15 cents, and now we'll wait. That's in 91 out. We'll wait to see, or 89, I don't know what it was. We do have some offers upside as well, near $99. If it breaks that, fantastic. But right now, JP Morgan to the upside, and we did, just so you guys know, we'll floss it off. A big win, 85-cent win there on AMD, as we let this one, give it some room to the upside there, let it breathe, and we take it out. Big win, pigs get slaughtered, and today, that ain't us. Big wins everywhere, guys.
Yeah, just watching that XTNT, I did mention this one to you guys. A bit of a mover from last week. You're going to see a set of parabolic moves up, now breaking through this 135 on retracement. This was simply the low that on Friday, if you watch it right at 2 o'clock before making secondary push. Now that we're consolidating and breaking to the downside through there, I am starting my short position, giving it to that 150. Going to see if we can work this one back to $1, guys. So I'll work the position. Anything from 30s to about 40s is good for an entry. 150 is my stop, and we're looking to take this one down to 1 even if it can get there. So another short. Add this one to CEMI, but it's longs in MYOK, Palantir, and still looking. Oh, there it is. Finally, I literally was about to say, still looking for an opportunity to take a bit of a break in American if it wants to come up. That just happened here. So got some at 1291 as it broke that 1290. Now we got to keep in mind. It could be the case that this little press conference could be not being released. Of course, the president. I might expect even the airlines to start to come back in. So I am watching this, of course, and we'll have a stop through that low of the day at 1275. So only risking about 15 pennies. If it gets through 13.25 was the price I was looking at before. I'll be all out in front of that.
Okay, yeah, here comes Palantir, guys. We're looking at that one. I think we do have a little bit of an opportunity to break. That's JP Morgan. What am I talking about? PLTR. It was on my other screen. Just if you're joining us, oh, perfect cue there. What's up, Hydration Nation? We'll get this out of your way so you guys can see everything right now. A couple notes here, so make sure we follow some rules. 3-minute, 30-minute, daily, a 3-minute NASDAQ, 1-minute JP Morgan, watch lists, more stocks on here. That's where I can see Palantir near 9. Different names, different stocks we're looking at. We're not simply just giving you one name. There goes JP Morgan, by the way. Hells to the yeah. Look at that tick out right there. 96er right there. So a nice little run up there. 25-cent win on JP Morgan. Let's hold the rest. Your boy just keeps on doing it today, man. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day. No losers on board, nothing. AMD. Roku, though, comes all the way back, man. We gave Roku some life up here to 205.60. We're still in the money. Ho-hum, 13 cents. Would like to get some more down here if we could, but right now Roku trying to enjoy an upside move. Still waiting for that El Presidente to come up and see what he's going to say soon. So that should be a good one. Oh, yeah, another name I gave you guys, Simon Property Group in the low 60s. This one I'm not as confident on. That's going to be a huge monster win for anybody. But this is a dividend payer. These guys are into commercial real estate. Those of you that know Simon Property, we've been picking it up every single time it comes down to low 60s. Welcome to 69. I got to give a shout out to Matt Murphy. I know he was hollering at me that he made some money on SPG. Good work on that one. What's up, Brent?
I mentioned that CMPS early on there, Sean, just made a new day high, 43.5 through that Citron little rumor that was floating around. 43.5 for CMPS volume spike through day highs, guys.
Yeah, I bet. I hate that CMPS stock. And we got in and out of that one real fast. But thanks for bringing it back to our attention. We do have to remember, man, when Citron says something, whether or not it's right or wrong, they've kind of do have that credibility now. They've called out a few different companies. Some have been completely horrible and completely wrong, like shorting Tesla and things like that. That was horrible. But the market does react to it, and if not temporary, that was a mistake by me. The news comes out right here. We should have got out if it broke back down below 40, but we got to take less shares so that we can hold that. Was just nervous on this first VWAP break there. It comes back up and hits us on the way out, so that's no good. But look what happened right there, Brendan. We hit this one, and it's catapulting ourselves outside. JP Morgan, we give this one to you. We tweeted this one out, and there's just yet again another win. So we switch up our game, man. We've traded some of these little stocks, KOS to the short side, no problem. AMD, big cap name long. CMPS, we hit that. DraftKings, long and short, double popped off winner there. Nikola, We go long that one. That one goes out of the money. Roku, we're still in that. And then Tesla, guys. This one was a big trade for us. In here, 26. Out 29. Then out 31. Nice little win. Cash, cash, cash. Now we'll wait. But the market is definitely pulling back down. But what's not pulling back down, Neil, is JP Morgan. Boom, a nice little 20-cent win right there. So chicken dinner winners all over the place. JP Morgan, let's get some out on the top side. I hope you're enjoying the show. Out of breath, which is a good thing because right now we're going over to Brendan with Money Talks. Tell us about that US dollar, Brendan.
Yeah, pretty strong today, the U.S. dollar that is moving back to the upside after an initial dip. So you're going to see a lot of these in positive territory because the dollar is lower on the day, but off the lows is what I'm trying to get to on the uncertainty surrounding both President Trump's health and also the state of the most latest stimulus package that still has not been finalized. So a lot of these higher on the day, but the U.S. dollar is off the lows. So 0.5% for the euro, 117.8 there. Canadian dollar back above 75 cents, 75.3. British pound, same story, 0.3%. You can see Japanese yen, 0.3%. Swiss franc lower on a volatility kind of play, risk coming off a little bit. Australia dollar and New Zealand both back in positive territory. They had a pretty good end to last week, if you remember, after that big fall from grace. Kind of grinding their way back up, almost 72 once again for Australia. Bitcoin and Ethereum in positive territory as well, only just though 2%, that 10,800 level for Bitcoin coming back into play here. We're at 10,721. Overall though, nice day for most currencies so far. Back over to Neil.
It could be my first losing trade of the day here over in NYSE, but I did mention this 44 level. It tested through one time. Just go right back to the 16th. This is sort of a hard stop before it turned down. 50% retracement on NNOX from this price previously. It got through 44 briefly today, just now at 44.06. When it failed back through, what's the name of the game? You see me do this trade time and time again. I won it on the way back in. I was unable to get shares until 43.66. So, of course, if you step in front of the sword, maybe you're short at like 43.90, but then maybe you're stopped out at 44 even. And I can now put my stop just above the high of the day, see if it retraces back into my favorite number, 42. It's what I wore in baseball. But first things first, it's got to break 43, give me over a 50-cent win, and then I'll start taking it off in front of VWAP. So nice little short here. If you're trading as many names as I am right now, I'm literally in 9 positions, guys. A little bit heavier than normal in terms of number of positions, but a few of these are trading in very, very specific ranges, so offer a very different risk profile. MYOK is a perfect example of that. I know it's a $220 stock. I know you guys are seeing it on your board and on our watch list as up 58%. But look what it's doing. A whole lot of nothing. I am long looking for 221 to hold, give a bit of a bid, and then I think it does squeeze some people a second time. Each squeeze has gotten a little bit tighter, so it might not go a full dollar, but my price is here at 220.90. I think I can get like a 50-cent win on the north side of a 221 break. It's held a nice little bottom. It's an all-cash deal at 225. Bristol Myers is buying them. Closes at the end of this quarter. That's at least the expectation. That's the structure of that trade, guys. It's not necessarily a huge amount of risk, nor is a lot of volatility, but it's already squeezed twice. Once for a successful short on the way back in. I did try to catch them all the way. I was chasing it for $1.50 down, anticipating it was going to come right back to that 221. It did. I didn't get any shares until like 222.50, but it's because I had a plan of action, was on the watch list, and the first words out of my mouth when I talked about it was, if it spikes up anywhere close to 225, short it, short it, short it. If you're long, take some profit, obviously. That's a flip side of that trade. Palantir in front of 9 even. Sometimes you got to anticipate a move to be able to catch a bit of a long. I've been working this one in front of 9. That's been the plan the entire time. 9.30, if it comes back up to this price, I would get out of longs into a short position off of that 9.30. The reason being, if you were trading this with us or watching it last week, you saw how great a level this was. 9.30 first is support, then is resistance. It chewed through it today to the downside, which is why I'd rather short in front of it as a first look on PLTR. But for now, it's long in front of 9. If I get out in front of 9.30, I'm definitely reversing into that short trade. NYSE is in the money, but not by nearly enough for me to take it out. I want to see if it can't break 93 even first. Brendan, what do you got?
A couple of natural gas ETFs just popping up. Natural gas having quite the morning so far. Look at the volume just coming in here on UNG. Just broke day highs there, $12 up to about $12.15 on monster volume. I'll flip over to the other one, BOIL, B-O-I-L. Another one looks exactly the same. Just tagged $39. So natural gas having quite the day, guys.
I want to update you guys on another position here. Thanks a lot, Brendan. Of course, got to watch what energy is doing. We are ear to the ground to see what's going to come out of the White House here, of course, to see maybe the rumor that Trump could be discharged. That's been around, hanging over our heads all morning long. We will pay attention to that and get you anything live when it happens. WWR was a parabolic mover to the upside. Earlier, I said I'd wait for a downside halt and consolidation. It broke lower off that consolidation. I was able to get some shares in here in the low 40s. If it breaks this 520 low, I'll take some out in front of 5. I'll take the rest out in front of this level here, 480. This is right where we opened, the opening price at 482. So that's going to be the target on WWR. Again, as it was moving to the upside, when it made that second parabolic move up, I mentioned if I was long, I'd be taking profits off, looking for a downside halt to short it. That has happened, so you will see me finally triggered into a short on WWR. The next one here, guys, is going to be jumping over to that XTNT. I did mention this one all morning. This is from last week. It's going to look funky here on a 1 minute chart, but that is not the read on this name. Over to the 15. I'm shorting this little break here, anticipating this continued retracement to go all the way back to $1. It broke Friday's afternoon low. I have the short here right in front of it at 134, working this one all the way down to 1 even, guys. So a nice little win over here in XTNT. Palantir starting to head northbound until it breaks above like 9.15 or so. I won't be taking any profit off just yet.
All right, we're back. Yeah, Sean Owen. I don't know if you saw there, but you are 100% right. We take a little bit of a break there and grab our fruit salad. Today's fruit salad, of course, brought to you by, I'm going to hit the fruit salad thing. I haven't done that in a while. Today's fruit salad brought to you by Everything Green and Yellow with some honeydew melon representing here today. So honeydew melon and some grapes. So we'll be having some of that eventually. I know we're not going to do that right now. We're going to wait. JP Morgan upside right now. Apparently the president is going to be en route pretty soon, and we'll see what happens with that. But right now, JP Morgan makes the moves all the way to 910. We did get out. So there's 3 outs right there. So we're still holding, I guess that's 40% left, or so 60% left, sorry, as we're holding out for a top side tick over 99. We'll get it a little bit more right now. There we go. We just got into some more Roku using this 202 as the out. So we'll wait to see, man. The NASDAQ is coming back in a little bit. We got to give Roku some room to breathe. This could be a loser on board. Let's get out some JP Morgan first, and then we'll work about Roku. Right now at the big screen is Miss V.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is in a very positive territory today. Warsaw is a positive leader, up 1.35%. Russia is up 0.86%. Germany is up 0.98%, and Britain is up 0.74%. British Wear is a positive mover after the sale of its oil and gas division back to the traders.
Continuing to see this HYLN just slide off an absolute cliff all morning long through 40 even was probably the biggest break. Fortunately, that chart's not loading here, guys. But this was the level that you wanted to see if it could hold at 37.60. If it tries to test back up through, it could be a bit of a long. I'd call it 38 just to round it up a little bit there, guys. So on the radar for me is a possible reverse back to the upside is going to be HYLN. Very similar, not necessarily in terms of the type of stock it is, because HYLN, a little higher priced, but I want to take you guys back to KOS, which was also a good short. I still am working into this long position in front of that 1 even. You're seeing just all kinds of sideways action at 110. Trying to get back to, it's trying to get back to 103, which is Friday's close. I've already started along here, but because it's not moving, I'm not really looking to add to it unless it breaks above 112, and then I'll add that way, or maybe dips a little bit lower, closer to Friday's close, and then I can add on the way down. So either way, I'm perfectly willing to add in front of a buck, see if it can't get back up into VWAP at 125, 130 or so. So starting the position in KOS, gotta break up or down. Sideways is not a reason for me to get more shares, guys.
Okay, we're going to take some Palantir here as well. Hopefully getting it here at 906. We'll sit on the bid and see if it can hit us through. We'll take some Palantir long 906 finally. We'll see if that one wants to come through there. Okay, there goes Roku. Roku just breaks that 202. So bang, in a hole, bang. And that's what we're going to do right there. We'll fall in a hole on Roku there. We tried it. We did have a nice little win backside up here once we did take. Where is that? Oh, here, we got to move our forwards. We did take a long there at 206.63, right down here. I don't know where that trade went. That disappeared. We were long down here, and then we got more once it broke back down through. So not sure where this one went. You guys all saw us go long there. Now we take it out, so I have to refresh my position, but all's good on that front. Here comes JP Morgan. Out. We get out again as it breaks back through 90. So our position right now is 81. Now we're going to hold for the upside on JP Morgan. I think it's going to be a solid one. Look, it's still, we're making just as much money on JP Morgan as we lost there on Roku, so I do apologize for that. When you do take as many trades as I do, and different names and different share sizes and whatnot, sometimes you are going to have those losers on board, and there's nothing wrong with that one. Obviously, I think that's one of the best things. Not one of the best things, I think it is the best thing about the show, is that we discuss our winners and our losers, including this. Like I talked about getting out of AMD, a good little out there, 84.80, saved ourselves a little bit of money. If we can get back over this level though, 84.75, I do like AMD here. This might be a spot to start getting longer here on AMD, get back into position. The only position I have right now, JP Morgan, so thanks for that update on the banks, Brendan, and we'll go back over to Brendan right now.
Another volume alert here on NNOX, Nano-X Imaging. Day highs there. You can see volume spike came in, looks like it might have tagged 45 or almost 45 there, but yeah, nice day, 19% now for NNOX.
It's almost like Brendan, because I said I might have the first loser of the day. It's been a roller coaster so far, just in terms of the number of trades that I've had on, positions that I've had on. But 44 was that level I liked for NNOX. I waited for it to get into that price. Caught it on the way back down, 43.66. Started to work in the money. I'm not taking 50 cents profit if I'm risking 50 pennies out. So I wanted it to break 43. It breaks back upside. I get out at 44.10. So there it is. That's the first hit of the day on NNOX. It is still heading northbound. I don't have any levels that I'm really watching back to that upside. I also gave you one right before, I think it was like maybe right before the market opened. That was XTNT. I want to quickly come back to it. Again, it's not really off the 1 minute chart that I was making this trade, guys. If you quickly go back to last week's action, looking at a 15-minute, it was this bottom break. Friday afternoon, that 135, watching it all morning long, waiting for it to break. I got 34 short. I'll start taking it out at like an 8 to 10 cent winner right here, and then work it all the way down to $1. Just got a quick little fill there, so we'll do a little bit of slaying this little dragon. Quick little scalp trade on XTNT. I'm looking for about an average win of 15 pennies on the entire trade here as I work it back down to $1. And that just sort of corresponds with going into the second. Pre-market low was 106. So let's see if we can't get out in front of that. It is going to be short sell restricted, down 20%. That means you cannot hit the bid aggressively. I actually had to wait around passively on the offer for an uptick. Thankfully, I got it and have a nice short on, guys.
Well, just watching our JP Morgan up to 99 again, so good look on that one. Our Roku, of course, comes out. Now we're looking to get back in. What up, Beep?
Just notice this Altus US, ATUS in New York, back to the downside. Broke the lows there on a volume spike, but ATUS coming back in. If you remember, Kojiko and Rogers trying to take out the Canadian operations of Altus US. There was also an upgrade on this today, but no developments as far as the merger is concerned, but an upgrade on ATUS, guys.
All right, I do remember that one, and that was I'm in the Rogers stock on the Canadian side of things, so that's why we can check that. Let's check that out right now. RCI, I believe it's just RCI in New York as well, but it's this is probably RCI. It is also B-class shares. So let me just double check to make sure RCI is the right stock. Yeah, it is. Rogers Communications, and again, look, in New York, doing nothing. 65,000 shares, up 0.5%. This is the name in Canada, RCI.B. I know that because I'm in this, a big dividend holder is RCI, 300,000 shares. So sometimes you got to change the different markets up here and see what's happening. But RCI right now, nice little move. That's that Altus news. So thanks for that, Brendan. And then JP Morgan still getting near its highs. I'm not going to make the mistake again. We'll get out at 99x change once it breaks through 99, and then we'll hold the last piece. But JP Morgan, man, ain't no car crash happening here as it breaks through $99. A big win for us in JP Morgan.
Yes, plug is still sliding to the downside here. I do also have this position on that break of 1570. Sorry, I got in at 1568. I want to see if I can take some out in front of VWAP, 15-cent scalp for the first little bit. But I also want to bring you guys back over to American Airlines. The market's still trying to grind higher. I'm still looking to make American, look for American, not make American, break this 13, which is also Friday's close. So it turns positive at that mark. I'm going to take shares off right away on the north side of that to the upside. I am long here at 1291. Once it breaks 13, I will start scaling out in front of 1325. 1325 was the level I was watching for a breakout this morning. It never happened, obviously. The current high, the opening range top at 1320. I will get everything out in front of those two prices, starting at 13 even, but ear to the ground, guys. I have a stop through the low of the day. Depending on what if the news comes out negative and spikes the market down, I could tighten that stop on American Airlines just to preserve some profit on this long trade.
Yeah, we should look at CCL again and get back into some of those names because we really haven't done too much on there. I want to give a big thanks to everybody for the love that we've just seen, that I've seen on Twitter today. It's been fantastic. You could definitely check out the interview as well with Benzinga. 99.05. Bang! Nice little win there. We go bullish on the banks. We talked about that before. And here we go, man. A nice little move for JP Morgan to the upside. Just cash, all the way out there. We tweeted that out when we were down here, 99.80, 99.60. I said we'll get some out around 99 and then hold the rest. So there it is. Sometimes it just comes to fruition there. Okay, ExxonMobil. Look, there's been a lot of bad news around the oil sector lately. I can show you the JP Morgan daily chart when we get back from Brendan.
Another one to look at here, guys. Just watching Weibo, WB, little Chinese social media platform, just popping up through day highs there. 41.50 got taken out, 8%. Not seeing headlines on this, but decent volume behind this move from WB, guys.
Yeah, just I'm responding in the chat here to one of our members saying too many positions, and I want to clarify to you guys. Look, every strategy is going to be a little bit different, and some of them you'll see a lot of positions in here, but several of these have very, very defined levels we're working off of. PLTR in front of a 9 even, just rounding along in front with a hard stop at 9, guys. Also that MYOK, I already crushed a short, but told you guys about the long opportunity there. It's an all cash deal. It's very unlikely unless there's a squeeze to the upside or some kind of liquidity vacuum that opens up. It can happen, or maybe news happens with the deal. It's an all-cash deal. Bristol Myers, like 22.50 is the first level. I'll get out there and then retest at 220. So there's not a heck of a lot to do. It's made a nice little sideways range here. I might start scalping in front of it to take 25 or 30 cents, but it's a 221 break I'm looking for. Once that happens, I'm going to start getting out, guys. You guys mentioned Jordan Matchy there. I already covered that CMI. Made money on half the trade. It broke to the upside. I should have reversed long, but did miss that execution. And then the other one that's not too scary of a trade is going to be that XTNT. It's been sliding back to the downside for almost the entire session. It did take that bottom off, immediately goes in the money for me. I take a couple legs out. I talked about 8 to 10 cents. I have my stop at the high at 150. I'm working into more shares if it goes to 140, but there's just nothing troubling me about that position. Mostly going sideways. If something is going to be a little bit of danger, I would say it's likely to be plug power, guys. So this one to the short side, if it does break the high, I'm actually reversing to the long at 16 even, not 15.96, which is the current top. This one could start to turn to the upside, but I have a stop as well. So all of these have hard stops for me in either direction. That's why it allows me to manage most of these trades. I already know what I'm going to do before they get to any of those key prices.
All right, we're going to look at that WWR. That was the name, I guess that was halted. Just coming up on the scan list here. It was halted early, okay. I have not looked at that one yet. 523 possible break there, but we are coming up to VWAP there. Looks like this could be a good short ahead of VWAP, maybe 580 there. That's Westwater Resources, Mr. Wicken.
Yeah, that group just going nuts today. Just checking on Works here, WORXSC Works. Not seeing anything in the way of news on this. But look at the volume coming in here. Big volume spike. We're coming up to resistance 155, 160 for WORX.
Works.
Yeah, I got to work that one out. Okay, Plantier there. We are in at 905. Our best in is 906. We did get some 908s. We did get some 910s as well. So best out 912. So right now we're long 906 on Palantir and just getting it out. I mean, do we think it can go back to up here? Obviously, I think it can go wherever it wants to. This stock is only a couple days old. We traded this one, made a lot of money, so we'll hit the air horn off that, off its IPO day. Unfortunately, it opened just after the show. Actually, no, it didn't. It opened up like 1:15 or something, I believe. Palantir that one day. We'll double check that time. But right now, I told you it takes about 3 days for it to get some price discovery. So I know this chart looks kind of ridiculous, but here it is. This is the first, second, third. So now we're into the fourth day. It looks like we have a bottom of 890. We can start to play off that. It got as high as 950 today. I was willing to go long if it did break 950. So hell yeah, if we get back up there, then this will be a nice little trade. I mean, I'm going to get it. I don't know what Neil's plan of action is, but I think like if we can get anywhere back into the teens here, like high teens, we'll get it. What was that, Ranster?
NVIDIA.
What's NVIDIA doing? Okay. Ranster liking NVIDIA. I liked AMD early. I still remember when I hit the buy at $99 on NVIDIA. I thought I was a little bit insane, but here we go. $534, Randy. Big move up for NVIDIA today. Look at the volume off the open. And what we chose instead, though, guys, we chose our good friend AMD. This was a great long. Bang, bang, all the way to the upside and get the last out there. Now we're making new highs again. Watch out for these futures making new highs on the NASDAQ. I still don't think Trump has come out. Maybe Brennan can give us that information if he has. I have not seen him yet. I'm kind of waiting for that, but I guess the smoke is out of that trade at this point.
Yeah, the smoke might be already out of WWR, and I did have a short on that I wanted to give a little bit less room. If it tests up to 620 and rolls over, I think I like that a little bit better. So I did take this one off with a relatively tight stop here. And again, didn't want this one to get out of hand. The reason I didn't include that in one of the most dangerous trades is that I was already out of it. So if it does test that 620, I still have an order to break long. And I just think there might be a squeeze through that price. So I'd like to pick some shares up there if I can. But that's WWR, not in it right now. I know it's going crazy. Certainly a good and parabolic mover, guys. Speaking of parabolic movers, we are dropping a video on parabolic movers just a little bit later on today. Check out our Market Wisdom page. Yeah, that's my ugly mug on there. And we see them every single morning, gappers to the upside and downside in our watch list. How can you take advantage of them? How can you make a little bit of money? Well, let's go over it here as you can watch our video dropping on our Market Wisdom page just a little bit, call it like 30 or 40 minutes or so with just 45 minutes to go in the show. Press pool saying the podium is set up at the hospital, but there's no timeline for when we will see the president. I am sitting in a trade which could be affected by it. Maybe we'll see what happens in the airline space. Still trying to break this 13 even price, guys, in American Airlines. It just has not gone through. This is level here. It's not that there's a lot of size. It's an even dollar range. Once it breaks that even, I'm going to start to get out on the north side of it. 1275 is where my stop is. But also, if there is some kind of big volume spike to the downside and it gets ugly, I'll get out, anticipating there could be a move whenever we do see that press conference come. For now, let's go to Brennan at the desk.
CYTK, just saw this one, 21% move on the day. Just went from 28 to 29.10 in a straight line there. This is a little pharma stock. Cytokinetics, biopharmaceuticals. They have a heart medication that I guess they just released positive data on a trial for. So CYTK just getting a little bit of volume here, guys.
All right, I see you, YTK there. We'll see if that one's going to go up, down, or around. We did talk, I'll trade that in a minute, but I just want to get back to Donkey Kong, or not Donkey Kong. Someone just gave me a nice little tweet there about ripping Donkey Kong and DraftKings today and how well we did on that. So thank you so much for that to our viewers there and all my followers. Check this, or all our followers, I guess. Check this out, guys. This is what I'm talking about with XOM. So yeah, the pain is real if you are a shareholder. I dumped this one a hell of a long time ago for a big L as well, but you can see this one down. I mean, you cannot be in this name right now. You might be able to get into it. There there goes KOS, first of all. Let's just get back into that one. It breaks above 15, so we did take a little bit of a long there. It does not break above 15. My trigger goes once 15 is hit. So let's get out. I don't know if I like this. Obviously, 15 didn't come with very much fanfare there. So, we can hold this back to 09s for sure. But we are back long into KOS right now. I do like this one with some real shares. So hopefully that will come through. What I was talking about with XOM is just how beat up it's been lately. However, today oil, I believe, rebounding a little bit. So XOM up that 1.4%. Apparently they may have been caught something about their releasing different gases and things like that. It's not a great story, I don't think, but XOM up 1.5% now. Nothing to trade here. I just want to bring that up because this is a beatdown name. If you're going to invest in this space, my pick would be go with Chevron, a much steadier. Well, I mean, both dividends are okay, but I do like Chevron a little bit better. Can have a higher beta to the oil market, guys.
Safest dividend in the planet. Well, not the planet, but definitely in the space. Certainly, and it's been that way for Chevron. I saw that graphic a while ago that we got to 1,000 likes. Unless I missed something, I got my monitor right here. I don't think I saw 1,500. I definitely didn't see 2,000. We want to keep Valeria happy. Speaking of Valeria, how are we doing here? I keep talking about this fantastic graphic we got with you going to space.
Yeah.
But are we getting anywhere close to 1,500?
Well, Neil, we need 300 more likes to hit moonwalk animation. So, dear viewers, please like this video if you haven't yet. It's so important for us to know you like what we do.
300. Oh my goodness. We can. I think we can do that, folks. Certainly, it's been an active morning, a great one. We are still ear to the ground, of course. We'll see what happens with this possible press conference, but the market doesn't seem to care. The ES just made a fresh high. NASDAQ looking to do so as well. So I think that's going to mean good things. This 13 level still won't break on American Airlines. Like I said, once we're on the north side of that, there it is. Now that we're on the north side of that, I can start taking some profit off upside towards that 1320. There it is, that 1500. A little bit late if we're 300 away from 2000 based on my math, which I think is pretty good. But thank you guys so much for the support in getting us to that number. Only pennies away from my first out here in American Airlines, trying to take 12 to 15 cents on the first leg and then 15 to 20 on the second little bit. I want to jump back over to AMC. I got trailed out at 420. It is still heading southbound here. Might be a nice little short re-entry if it breaks 4 even. 385 was the price for support that we did give you if it continued that little slide. For now, it's only going sideways, so no trade just yet, again, for me in AMC.
Okay, yeah, we're looking around to see what we can find because we already have, I can't keep talking about the same trade over and over again. This is JP Morgan. We're just holding it. We're waiting for a break, and we've talked about that over and over again. We did just get into some more Palantir down here. Where did I just get filled there? Let's find it out. 07s bounces right up to 09s again. And again, it's going to look a little silly because I'm just scalping this in and out. So we'll get out again if it comes up to 10, which is going to do that in a second. And we'll just keep on rinsing and repeating the trade, man, taking 3, 4, 5 cents every single time on that trade. So, okay, here's KOS1 here, making moves back to the upside. We're long at 115, and we did take out a little bit of a stick here to take this trade. So, again, we'll probably try to scalp this. If we can get it up to 119, 120, that'll be a decent win for us. We've already hammered this thing all the way down. This was one of my biggest trades, and I told you tomorrow I'm going to be joining Brendan on these trades and putting on some shares here when these levels break. What a great trade here today on KOS. Obviously, they can go either way. It's not like these are huge trades one way or the other. You got to be very careful. But yeah, when these things kind of give up the ghost there, what a great move to the downside. Should have shorted 150, was looking at other things there, but whatever. Okay, Palantir, I didn't even have time to put orders out, so we're right in the money. Again, another 3 cents. Not huge. I feel kind of silly hitting that, but we'll wait if we get some out at 9.10. That should be a good one to go. Palantir still waiting for 11s and 12s, but we will take out some 10s because we just got long 07.
Yeah, like I said, gonna get some out on, I'm gonna go back for just because of how long this is taking over here. Market going up, American finally gets me out on the north side of that 13. That's gonna be the first exit. It never really tests too far below that 1290 entry price that we're able to get. Now that we've taken some profit, I will move my stop from low of day to that 1285 mark. So we're only risking 5 or 6 pennies on the way up here. I do anticipate resistance at 1320 to 25, and I'll be all out, as you can see, in front of that if we get a continued move. Market going with us here, so I like this one. Upside American Airlines. Brendan's got something for us at the desk.
Just seeing some of the cannabis names popping back up. Once again, I mentioned this one earlier, Afria through 490 there. Volume coming back in. How about a little teeny tiny one to show you as well? Organigram trying to get back from the depths of wherever it ended up there. 107 just got taken out as well. So the cannabis group starting to go again, guys.
At depths of hell. For Organigram and for CGC. We're going to go long in CGC there. Thanks for the little reminder there, Brendan. And again, it's not, this is a small position. We'll see Weed Batman's in the building, so we take a position right now. We're long 62 and change here, just punching this level. If Afria is going to go, let's go to the big guy in the big dog in the yard with Canopy, looking to break out through 1465. I don't know if we get to the high of the day. We do have an easy out, man, back down here. So we'll keep averaging in until we break down through VWAP or something. But I do like the cannabis space here today. So a nice little win for us so far. Not nice little win. I mean, we're in the CGC. Let's see how high this guy wants to fly, Mr. Wiggins.
We were talking about Lithium America a little bit earlier. Look at PLL, guys. This was the Tesla contract. You remember if you go to the daily chart. Through 32 there, volume coming in, just double checking. I don't think there's headlines on this, but yeah, it doesn't look like it. But PLL starting to make a bit of a move here, guys.
Wow, that one again to the upside. Looks like we're going to be back at some of those names. Speaking of which, I'm still sitting. I haven't gotten any kind of a secondary entry into chaos myself yet. I still just have this long from back here at 111. If it does want to retest, now it's worth noting, despite the fact that it was like 1 to 103 that I was talking about being long in front of, it's a 109 bottom where it went sideways for like an hour. So you got to pay attention to that as well. That's why if it dips anywhere close to that, I'll be adding to it to the long side position. I'm not changing anything. I'm going to get some out in front of that 1 quarter mark. That's VWAP as well. So I'm going to hang around with chaos until it either makes the break or gives me some more sideways action to continue to add to that position. I want to jump back over to Plug Power. This was the short that we put on, and again, I still like the long at 16 if it breaks to the upside, but with any of these retracement trades, if it holds a bit of a double top here in front of a level like that, I'm going to take some out in front of VWAP. If it breaks VWAP, I'll take some more out in the southbound side trade, but it is a reversal at 16. Plug, if it's got a second wind to it, I don't want to be still caught short. That's why I'm taking profits on the way back down. I don't anticipate it breaks 15 today, so I'd be all flat if it got anywhere near that 15 mark. Short here still at 1568. Stop, I'm not moving it yet. If I get a second fill below VWAP, I'd move my stop in around 1575. Until that happens, still giving it to the high of the day, guys.
I see a lot of people talking about Tesla. We can look at that. And guys, thank you for all of the love again on the chat. We love it. If you guys have any names you want us to talk about, throw them through the chat and we will try to do our best, especially if you have that little green thing beside you telling us that you are a member of the show. We do this show for free every single day, 9:05, 9:06. We are buying some more Palantir down here. So we just did. And we got some out again at 10. So we've rinsed and repeated this a couple times. We are now long. Our price just keeps getting better. It's now 906 half. We just took some 07s. We're waiting for more at the bottom. We do see that 10. It used to be 10. $9 going to stare us in the face. We've shown you the size. I'll scroll down. There is some size here at 9, but that's no reason to go long because that can get crushed easily. So down to 905 again. So this stock now falling back down by the wayside there. In KOS, we do have a little bit more shares here, so we will dump some if it does come back into this area. Cannot, with the position I have, cannot give it back down to here. So 108, 107, we're not going to do that. We're going to give it out to about 110, 111. If that fails on that move, we'll get out. It does go a penny in the money, woohoo, for that. I'm sort of thinking that we can go to 19 and 20. So that's kind of my target on that one. CGC, yawn. We're in the money, but again, it just ticked off the high of the day. We need that to break. If I can go a little bit more longer term on this one, there's nothing in the last couple of days because we're high. We're high. That's funny that we do that. Yeah. The CGC is a little high right now. We did talk about buying some down here. I hope you guys did that. Put that into your long-term portfolio. But right now it needs to break. This is what I'm talking about. These highs at 1493. So there we go. We are now smoking with CGC to the upside. Let's keep the momentum going and see if it wants to take out the day's high. Maybe we'll get a little bit more if it does do that. 1470, guys.
Yeah, and just jumping back over to that WWR, still not necessarily done with it, but it's trying to grind higher. I still have that 620, this 620 level here. If it does squeeze through there, I am going to get into my first long trade of the day. I had one short for a quick little hit there as it retraced through 580. It's only 620 where I'm going long. I suppose if it were to somehow go all the way back to 4 even, it closed at 442. 4 even is 405. Sorry, is a pre-market low. That might be worth defending, but for now, the only long I see is going to be a break up at 560. So I'll patiently wait for that, the same way that I patiently waited for AAL to come into play for us to the long side. I just took some more shares of Palantir at 905. If it gets down to 9 even, I will load some more up. Just to go back to this trade, guys. It's been a very, very range-bound name. It was crazy for the first couple of sessions, but you look at what happened on Friday. It was a very, very tight range from like 9 to that 930. I played it short the entire day off of that 925 into 9 even. Today on the dip, I'm playing it long in front of 9. And if it gets past that 15 mark, I will take some more shares out all the way up to 930, where I will go short in front of that same price. I saw it work once before. If it doesn't hold, it is what it is, guys. We'll take the hit, but I'm going to try that short if Palantir does get up to 930.
930, yeah. Wow, Palantir gets up to 930. Cha-ching. We will be nicely in the money. We keep on going long, man. We just took some more again, like Neil mentioned, 06, 05s there. Now it goes back into the money long 06. CGC still waiting for that one to come up to the top side, so I don't know why I'm on it. Okay, JP Morgan's not doing anything. CGC, Palantir, then KOS here. KRS-One, of course, a rapper. You guys should know him. I mean, dating us there, but that's fine. $1.15 here, KOS. Again, we did take a break there. I thought that, this was the bottom. And again, we talk about education on this show, and I think that there's nothing more important when you're trading. We did do, our journeys all talk about education. Those are listed on our Stock Market Wisdom page. But look, if I can't explain to you why I took this long, then it's not going to make any sense. And the next time I do it, you're going to wonder why. So here it is here, man. Comes right down to 114, 115, bounces off here, get into a little bit of a range, then breaks and makes a new low. So you could go long at 11s or 12s, that's for sure. I waited until this 14 broke right here to go long. We punch in and get 15s. That's fine. That's the order we put in. So be it. But now I don't want to hold it until back here. So we will get out at some. I think if it breaks through 110 even, we'll get out at 110 and then hold half to go to the backside there. So again, just a little bit of a risk situation here. Why we got KOS, why I'm into that, and what my plan of action is. I do have an out, obviously, up here, 18s, 19s, 20s. So it's basically the same risk. We're just rolling some of this money back into it here. If I lose and we get out at the ultimate bottom, I'll give back about half or so of what we made here. So that should give you a rough idea of what we're working with, guys.
I love it. Marlon shutting out the lyrics. I'm out of here, KRS-One. I mean, chaos, also, like, it's KOS, right? So I feel like we should be saying chaos. Another good Canadian content there. I'm in the same trade, basically. I mean, it's very, very similar here, guys. But I also like one even. If it even breaks that 109, I'm definitely thinking of this in two directions. One, if it makes a secondary push to the upside, it could give you more than just like a 10-cent move. That's why I also like 1 to 103 on chaos. So let's jump over to that one just very, very quickly, and then come back to NNOX. This is going to happen to you sometimes, guys. I liked 44 as a level. I wanted to test. It tested, failed at that price. I got into the short, came right back up and stopped me out. Turns around at 45. My level was 44. That's the one identified as the shot that I took. It missed. That's going to be like a 50-cent hit. It's now come off that 45 level. So you step in front of the train with some of these shorts. There's no crystal ball here. You have to take a shot. You've got to identify a level. If you like it, you go with it. It does come back to 42, which was my target. There it is, guys. Obviously, the short came in at some point, but not the way that I wanted. So you stay structured and disciplined, and you take a small hit. And I can't sit there thinking, oh my goodness, I was kind of right. No. It wasn't right. I had the wrong level, so it doesn't matter that the short eventually came in. For now, let's go back to the desk. Brendan's got something for us.
Express Spa, guys, XSPA, a one-time high flyer, COVID-related. This was the company that set up the first COVID testing center at JFK Airport in New York. I think they went to LaGuardia after that as well. But through $2 there, just popping up on the volume scanner here, you can see big pop for XSPA. Hasn't done anything in weeks, guys.
Okay, do we have to get shortable shares for this, and we do. Okay, I'll get some from Greg. I need to get some shortable shares here of NNOVX because, this one's coming southbound here, up 13%. We do want to go short on that name. That's for sure. Palantir still bouncing around, not doing anything. CGC there takes out the day's high, so we get more long. Look where we're long, guys. This is a 10-cent winner. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you guys when we get some ideas. Sometimes you want to follow along with those. So there's another 10 cents on. Look, CGC basically the whole day, not even moving 10 cents. And then there we go. We picked that up, bang it to the upside. Now we wait to get some out there. Did we get a hit there? No, we did not. I thought I had an order out. I guess I did not have one out, but there we go. We'll wait to get out at 73 now on the upside. A good little mover there for us. And there we go. Did we just get hit right there? No, we did not. We got hit on something else. But there we go, making moves to the upside. Oh, that was NNOX. Damn it. That was one we wanted. This one short. So we'll wait to see here. 42 and change. Good little position. I got to get shortable shares.
Yeah, speaking of shortable shares, do have them in XTNT, I should say, rather, over here on formerly the Amex. I still call it the Amex. First entry was at 34. Got some out down there at 25, 26 a couple of times, actually. Just loaded back into some more shares. A couple of things we can do with this. I will add if I can get 140s. And I will also add to this position if it breaks 133. So some sideways action on a retrace. I want to be hanging on to the net short. I gave you guys this look a little bit earlier. I'll just refresh here. Once it broke Friday's low, that triggered me into a short position off of this pre-market high. It's not exactly 150. It's technically 148. I know I said 150, but high of day is 148. If it breaks that, I'll be all out. If it continues sideways, I'll get into some more shares. I will scalp out 8 to 10 cents at the first leg. When it breaks a little bit lower, $1.25. The next level down will be like this 110 area. One even, I think, is about as far as I'm willing to take this one. But I like this probably all week if it wants to hang around this 135 to the south side. When these go parabolic up and then slam down like this, a lot of times you'll spend the next week or the next 3 or 4 days sliding back down to the original price of the breakout. That was right around that 90 cent to $1 mark. That's why we're in this short. Makes a little more sense to you if you look at it from the higher time frame. That's why I gave you that look, guys.
Okay, we're still waiting to get some NNOX shares short. Oh, sorry, that's Tesla shares. What am I talking about? NNOX, here we go, 41.80. Thought we would have just got those shares short there, but I guess it must not be in the system yet. So I do like this one to the short side. Here comes our Palantir rifling to the bottom. We do have a $9 break spot right there. So I'm in this one. So we'll turn a little bit of an evil laugh here as we're teetering right now on the brink of disaster for Palantir. It's not a disaster, but we will get out if it does break back down to the downside. NNOX currently breaking as well. Too bad we didn't have the shortable shares when we wanted them, but we'll get some more shares anyways very soon. Brendan.
GRNQ, one from the volume list here, guys. Speaking of possible shorts, looking like it's putting in lower high once again here. It failed up there at 250, 240 now coming into play. If this breaks, this has a long way to go back to $1. 112% on the day. Just topped 101 million shares on the day too for GRNQ, guys.
Man,
here's that look in Palantir, both on the, let's go to like a 15 minutes just so you can see every single trading session. This is that little bottom. It did break through it very, very briefly on Friday, but now looking to see if it can hold 9 even. I don't know that it's not a tremendous amount of size, but we've seen levels that didn't have a lot of size hold to the upside. The play here for me, long at 904, is that it actually holds this 9 even area to the downside. So if it's going to break, I'll probably lose 5 or 6 cents depending on slippage. That means once it's at 10, I can start taking profits a little bit earlier as I have a better price than I did before. But that's the name of the game here. You're scalping this trade. You're risking 5 or 6 cents, maybe 8 at worst, I think. In the off chance that you can catch a little bit of a level back to the upside 10, all the way to 30, I think is going to be that top. I just got triggered into what I thought wasn't going to be a long in WWR, but it just broke. So the squeeze might be on once again. 620 was a break I was looking for. I got slipped to 629. Got to give it some room on the way back in, probably around this 580 mark. But if it's going to squeeze, great. I think that takes you up to 740. That would be like $1 worth of upside in WWR, but I'm only giving it about 30 or 40 cents back in. I was only short one time with a loss. Let's see if we can't go long for the win on WWR. It's up 39%, but it's come a long way back already.
Yeah, I got you more shortable shares instead of myself. That's why we missed that $42 there. Damn it, we missed that play on NNOX. That would have been fantastic. That's why we give that little shout there as it breaks down through 41. Missed that trade. We'll see if we can get more shares shortable at some point. Now, looking like it's on my account now, so thank you for that one. And then OX, we'll wait to get shortable shares on that one. Palantir, same play, man. I know Neil just went over it. We did take our biggest amount of shares down here at 902. We do take some 901s, just waiting for that niner to break. Now our average price, of course, 04 change there. I don't know what shows up on the screen, but we'll wait to see on that one. CGC, how silly that was. That goes right to 73, and we're waiting there and don't take any profit. So a nice little 10-cent win on CGC. Plus, we go higher as the market goes. So, yeah, lots of stuff happening here today. I'm in 4 positions: KOS, JP Morgan, CGC, and Palantir. Give it, Brandon.
I mentioned this one briefly right at the end of the show on Friday. There was an IPO, guys, on Friday. Academy Sports and Outdoors keeps popping up here. Not as much volume, obviously, as day number 1. However, nice little move down here for ASO. It's still up 2.6%, guys.
So I want to go quickly back over to MYOK. Accidentally put in a bad trigger on WWR and got out, so I just jumped back into the long. I end up getting a better price, but I lose growth. So if I make extra because of the better price, it doesn't matter. I've already given that away with the bad trigger in. I did take some more shares here on that MYOK. There goes Palantir, so going to lose that 4 pennies. End up reversing to a quick little scalp short for me. I put 2 orders in, not nearly as big as a long because I'm not expecting it's going to go as far. But I did take some out here on this MYOK. If it's going to hold this 50 penny range, then I'm going to scalp 30 or 40 cents. If there's nothing else to do, it feels like that's going to be a good trade. Just took some out at 80s. We'll be long in front of 220.50. Like I mentioned, I got some here on MYOK at 54. We'll take shares out from 80 to 95, guys, and then rinse and repeat. Still looking for a 221 break, which just does not seem to want to happen. Like I said, a reverse short into Palantir, so we'll take the 4 penny hit, jump into the reversal. If it's going to break levels, I'm going to start playing each level break from former support into resistance on PLTR. That's worked on the stock before. Let's see if it continues to do that. Just got some out at 95 and 93. It's a 99 short that I got, so literally no slippage. That's how good the liquidity is on that. That's why I said you're risking 5 pennies because there's never any missing of levels in this stock. It just doesn't move as far as you might want it to.
Yeah, we lost on Palantir as well. I kind of want to go long again, breaking back above $9. So we'll wait on that, and here it comes. It's just rifling right back to the upside. We got out of the majority of them, and I got stuck with 50 shares. And we got out at 894 on the downside. So a bunch of average in, and I guess some of those shares were caught back here. So a good out. I'm happy with it. Out 98, we lose there on Palantir, and here it goes. I talked about getting more long at the bottom. We should have given it some time down there, but whatever. I don't know what it's going to do at this point. The liquidity's still there, 20 million shares. We go as low. Let's just drop this down to a 5-minute chart. Just see what happened a couple days ago on Palantir. And my chart is gone. So I believe it went down, guys, about as low as 894 or so.
Yeah, you know, Sean, you're dead right. I have a 15 up that'll show you the same thing. It is 894 that you mentioned. That's why on this quick reversal, probably easy to show you on the 1 minute. I got out when it bounced off of like 92, anticipating that there could be some support right below that price. That's why we scalped some shares out on PLTR. I'm going to give it a couple of pennies above here, and you look at that consolidation at 9. It was at like 9 to 902. WWR, however, that long, it did spike in the money for me. And I didn't take, I haven't really taken any profit here, guys, but it looks like it might be sort of running out of steam. I'm giving it to 580. That's the price that I mentioned here. I had an accidental stop out when I put my stop order, and I just jumped right back into position. So if it moves up, no harm, no foul. Otherwise, still giving it to 580. My price a little bit better here at 602. But that doesn't really matter. Once it gets to 650, I'd take some off. If it gets to 7 even, I'd take a little bit more off, and I'd be all flat in front of this high of day. If it gets there, decent chance it might be halting on the way up. That's over a 10% move. If it goes fast enough, you could see a halt. If the event of a halt up, shy of this high of day, I'm going to get all flat if I can. I don't want to hold through a halt that hasn't broken the top. Not on something which has already done its little halt party to the upside. 3 halts this morning. The next one upside, I don't want to be any part of. So I will get everything out if it halts to the upside on WWR. It is that time, already 11:40. Let's get on over to Brendan. Time for guest trader of the day. Let's get that introduction.
Hey guys, yeah, it is Monday, almost noon. That means guest trader of the day time, brought to you by Lewis Daniels Watches. Everyone coming on as a guest trader right through to the end of October. getting a Lewis Daniels watch. Thank you so much to Lewis Daniels Watches for that. Carl Geiger joining us on a Monday. It has been a busy one so far this morning. Lots of things kind of lingering in the background as far as possibilities that could still happen today. So we still have obviously more than half the day left as far as the trading is concerned. Lots of opportunity left. I was actually just reading an interesting story about Walmart testing some drones, trying to catch up with Amazon on the development of, guys, bring them on whenever you want. Yeah, there he is. Hey, Carl.
What's happening, fellas?
Good to see you. Welcome to the show. What have you been looking at so far today?
Well, today I was doing much more of closing than I was buying. Merck, CVS, gold sector, tech sector.
I hope
pretty
all,
much.
Yeah, I hope all positive for you if you were closing positions.
Small gains.
That's what
big
it is.
Losses.
That is what it is about. Yeah, I was just reading this story. I was going to mention, guys, about Walmart testing some drones. Going to read through this a little bit further and see if there aren't any drone companies that we should be looking at. Let's go back to the markets. Here's Neil.
I'd like to jump into because obviously, the healthcare space is going to be in play. Just watch out, guys. WWR is on the move here. I'm looking to take some off in front of 650, but it is starting to ramp up both in volume and the sort of volatility here. I would anticipate. I can't predict halts because there's a time factor here. It's got to move fast enough, far enough. But if it does get to that 7 even mark, I will definitely take some profit off on the way up. WWR, I was short and lost. Now looking to make some coinage on that long trade. So Carl, just sort of jumping back here, you mentioned Merck. It's a solid name, obviously, in the healthcare space. What kind of a play was that if we're talking, I'm going to assume we're going swing trading for your primary style, given the names that you mentioned. Is that what it was? When did you get into this position? Just tell me a little bit about that because it interests me.
You're precisely right. Right now I'm swing trading. I'm learning and adapting with you guys, trying to figure out how to day trade. That will be later on when the snow falls. I'm a working man, 6 days a week, so I don't have much time to follow you. I listen to you guys. But in regards to your question about the swing trade, yeah, I try to go with a very small in and out situation, more of percentage-wise, small percents. I look at the daily chart. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I love that approach. I think that's definitely the way to go. It's all about finding whatever style works for you. Look, obviously, everyone that watches us here, you're going to see us heavily day trading. Day trade the world sort of goes without saying that that's what we're going to be doing here. But you got to find what works for you. What we do isn't necessarily for everybody. We give you our process. We talk about risk management. We talk about the stocks that are going to be in play all over our watch list. I will tell you guys, I did just get a 40-cent win out in front of 650, like I mentioned on WWR. It's starting to slow down a bit, which means it could actually now break up to 7 even without a halt. As long as it's more orderly to the upside, the possibility of a halt going into that high of day, it's a little bit lower, but it's still in the back of my mind. It's on my primary level too because I want to get out. I'm not intending to hold through a halt if this starts to go parabolic. I want it to. That's why I played the squeeze play on that entry. But if it goes parabolic, I don't want any part of that trade. I'm getting out of it for sure. I saw a bang, or I heard a bang over there, Sean. A nice little trade.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a little bit of a smile spot here because Tesla, we get in there 42.21 or 421-ish, and then we get in at 420.60, and then right to the upside for the $1.50 win on half. Now we'll hold the rest to see if it does break back down below 420. If it doesn't, man, I think we get an upside surprise here in Tesla, especially if this market goes. Look what's happening in the NASDAQ right now. So we do have a $1+ win right now on Tesla. When this is happening, the trend is definitely your friend, and it's to the downside right now. So do I want to fight this? Hell to the no. So we will get out of Tesla just in case. I could take the $1 win right now, but I do think that that's a little bit early. We'll wait for 424. If we can get that, we'll add to the pot. That is Tesla right now. Just an update. I went and got shares now of NNOX. We're going to use 43. As I said, man, we got a little bit excited there because it does break back down below this VWAP, and that's what we liked there, but now it rips to the upside, and we're going to use 43 as a net. We'll average in to NNOX, but I don't like it as much now than I did when this momentum was happening.
Yeah, I just want to quickly jump back over to another, just to update a position here. Plug Power making another test around view up. I'm not taking any more shares off in front of that 1550. I've already gone ahead and done that, the smaller scalp trade. It's held lower, fantastic. Just to go over the plan, once it breaks 1550, looking to get out on the southbound side of that trade for the next quarter of the position. I'll be half out on the way down to 15, and at that point I will move my stop from the top to 1575, just repeating exactly what was already going to be the plan. So if you missed it, that is the structure of this pullback trade. Yes, plug is a strong name. When you're going against the trend, you got to have a very, very firm plan. I'm going to go from that, Carl, into a question for you. When you're looking at your swing trades, are you mostly a trend follower? You do anything counter trend? Obviously, for swings, when you're playing bullish, sometimes the best trades could be dip buys. Are you really just playing on upward trends, or do you have a specific style of entry that you work with?
It's funny you asked that. I'm working on the friendship with the trend. It's work in progress. It's a love-hate situation. I more focus on the monthly lows, try to attack when it's the time is right, you know.
Honestly,
find a good position.
There is nothing wrong with simply waiting patiently for a level that you think is good and a stock that you think is solid and picking it up that way. Like I said, dip buys a lot of times are the best way to go, in my humble opinion. So there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But we got to talk about the winners and losers, guys. Took some off, took about half off that little scalp trade, breaking short that 899 on Palantir. It does turn around, so it does hold, not that 894, but 892, the new fresh low, basically the same thing. I'm going to get out on the north side here at 904. I'm going to be done with that trade. I'm better at shorting it, these ones, it seems, so I'll patiently wait to see either if it takes out that low. I don't know where the bottom is going to be if it breaks 890 because we have no levels other than the reference price is 725. But if we have a level at 930, if it ever gets there, I'll definitely pay attention to that one on the way back in. It is that time of day where we want to start to wind down some trades. Someone mentioned, of course, in the chat, if you trade a lot of names, one of the risks can be you miss out some plays. I want to go back over to CGX. I did have this short in Toronto. AMC was great. This was a better play if you wanted to play the theater space. I got to it too late and got out too quick. I missed this breakdown when it took out this low at 518. It eventually does break 5 even, which I kind of expected might happen, but I was done and did not get back in because I was trying to monitor probably 2 or 3 too many names here, but a nice play. Better, if I see news the next time in the theater space, I'll probably jump over to this name before I jump to AMC. Just a little more volatility here and more trading opportunity. I've learned my lesson. Got to be able to trade in the best names in the space, not necessarily the first ones that come to mind. That's what happened. AMC was great. It was a winner. It was on our watch list, fantastic. But CGX was a great pivot as well.
Yeah, I should have hit that AMC. Carl, did you ever dip your toes into any Tesla trading here? Right now I'm staring at a $3 winner. We're going to try to get this out right now, but is that your style of trade? And I apologize missing the first little bit, but do you scalp, do you swing, do you hold? Anything that you want to tell us about right now that you have on, something that you're excited about? Any trades you currently have on or any trades you're currently looking for? Maybe we can look at them together. I've got an out here pretty soon coming out on Tesla, so if we could take a $3.50 win, we'll take that. But anything you want to share with us?
Well, in regards to Tesla, yeah, I dipped my hands in the waters with that one a little bit. There was previous to the stock split, I dabbled, and then during the stock split, I dabbled, got trapped. I sweated for a little while, and then I got lucky, got out, and I'm waiting for it to come back down to less than 400 right now before I dip in there again. And yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, we had the same situation. That's the thing about Tesla is if you're going to be a long-term holder, you definitely want to wait for those pullbacks because they could be violent. You know there, Carl, that these can go back and forth. Every single day literally can move 10%. Come on, Tesla, here we go. We're waiting for that $3, and that's what we do on the show. We scalp, so if we can get that, my price, $423.40, waiting to get some out here if it goes. And why we're doing that, that's kind of the bottom right here. So if we can get a little bit of a pickup right there on this break, we will get out ahead of 423.50. So a nice little win on that one. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I see you got a billiards table in the background there. Are you? Oh
yeah.
There we go. Okay. Are you snooker? Are you 8-ball? Are you 9-ball? What do you got? What do you got on tap there, Carl?
Straight and 9-ball is my favorite. 9-ball is what I really like, but I play straight. And the mural behind there is actually from a movie The Hustler, the original.
Oh, sick.
wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's a beautiful, quite a big picture there. That's a great call there. Where are you located, Carl?
Well, I'm just outside of Lake St. Clair. I'm right off the lake in Michigan. Right across the pond from you fellas.
I was going to say, man, that would be sick. That would be great, Carl. I would love for it next time you're here in Toronto or I'm down in Michigan. We'll give each other a shout. I would love to pick up a stick and knock some around with you because it's been a while, and all my friends right now, they don't play me anymore. So we'll wait to see. I think you'll give me a good battle on that one. And Carl, thank you so much for sharing that with us. It's always, look, trading is one thing, but you got to have those habits in the back of your pocket as well. Keep your mind off of things.
Exactly. You have to have a bit of an outlet because look, wins and losses are going to happen to you. It's an emotional game. I don't care who you are. No one's a robot here, and good to have a bit of an outlet. A bit of a note here. I know what the Hustler is. Sean knows what it is. Obviously, you got the nice little mural there, but probably dating myself a little bit. But Paul Newman. A movie. Check it out, guys. I am a bit of a movie buff, and that is an absolute classic if you get a shot at it. I want to come back to one position, and I want to show you a higher time frame to give you an idea of the scope of two different styles of trade. So the retracement trade on Chaos, we're all watching the same rollover trade. You're going to get like a move in from like 155 here where we started all the way down to 120, right? Now it makes a bit of a base, and like I said, I was looking at last week's supporting and sideways action. This is the top of last week at 108, 109, bottom right around that $1 mark. This is what I'm long in front of. It made a base at that same 109. That's last week's high. So that resistance turns into support on the way back in. Now I've jumped into a long, and I'm patiently waiting here. I have 111 half. I'll start getting shares out on the north side of 116 for a 5-cent win or so, all the way up to hopefully a 15 to 20 cent move back in on Chaos. So two very, very different trades. This one could take all day long for a pullback to the upside, but a good support level. And that's the logic behind here on KOS. Just to update you guys. Now we need to go to Brent. He's got some news for us.
One we mentioned on Friday, guys, probably worth a look today. However, there was a lot to look at this morning. AGO, Assured Genuity, they announced on Friday it was going to be added to the S&P 600 index, so it was up significantly. You can see on the daily chart here on Friday. So through that high, what an opportunity that was. 25.80, which was about there. So right off the bat this morning, we're up to 27.60. AGO, straight higher again today, guys.
Carl, this is probably a good time right now before we get too on in time. We really super appreciate all of our guests coming through. You're going to get a Lewis Daniels watch right there. So we'll organize that. Hey, man, we appreciate you coming on. That's what it's all about, building the community, and we did want to thank you for coming on. I think this is a great time now. If there's anybody you wanted to give a shout out to, let's go now before we get in.
We don't have enough time for me to give the shout out to everybody.
Yes, we do. Go ahead.
First and foremost, I got to give a shout out to my 1 in a billion wife.
Booyah.
She is a first responder, respiratory therapist, been out there dealing with this. And woo. And then I got to give a shout out to you fellas. I got to give a shout out to my family, everybody, supporters, and you guys. First and foremost, a shout out to you. You Canadian boys are something else. Thank you for doing this. I've absorbed everything I can possibly get from you guys, and I continue to go forward with this.
There we go. We raised the Canadian flag. Thank you to you as well. And look, I don't know your wife, obviously. Shout out to her. Great job there. We couldn't do anything without first responders. I have a bunch of nurses and whatnot in my family as well. And Neil and I know a bunch of doctors that are working hard right now as well. So big shout outs. Thank you so much, Carl. And a lot of respect to you and your family for everything that they're doing. 1 in a billion. What a guy. I like that one. Good job there, Carl.
I tell you.
You know what? Look. You could be the man, but the wife makes the man, right? That's what I believe. I have a better second half. There's no doubt about that in my mind. So I want to give a shout out to my wife as well. But thank you for bringing that up in very, very special times that we're living in right now, scary times. And I don't know where we'd be without, everybody supporting us. NNOX, just quickly here, I got to get to this. We did average in here 42.20. The spread is nuts on this one. So I was trying to get like 42.50s up here. Just never got filled, eventually got it. Should have waited again. 43 is going to be the out. 41.50 now to the downside. So we're back into the money on NNOX. I like the short. Let's get out if we can get some out in the 50s right now for a 40-cent win. We'll hit the siren if it does come down. So watch out. My bid's going to be at 41.60-ish on NNOX, guys.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate everything that was said there. And of course, look, one of the other things you think about for first responders, and at least I know this is the case, during this time, like, if you have loved ones around you, just make sure, like, you tell them you love them, all of that, because a lot of times it's those frontline workers they're the ones that are saying goodbye when you can't. And that's one of those things I know in my family, without those nurses, any doctors all the way through, it's a good comfort to know that good people are around and helping out there. So thank you so much for bringing that one up. Carl, almost feels like a shame to even go back into trading, but on that note, but I do want to update you guys. This WWR, because volume is sliding down, look, this breakout, it cooled off very, very quickly. I did take profit out here in front of 650, but it's cooling off. I'm going to tighten my stop up to 6 even. And because this volume is dropping off, not going to give it as much room. I'll be back into thinking about shorts below this price. The volume's okay at 65 million. It's just the fact that it tapered off without that parabolic move up. I thought there'd be a squeeze for that price. That has not happened. That's why I am tightening up the stop on that long position. Nothing really to do on KOS. I think that one's going to be okay. But Plug Power, I did take a short trade in Plug. It's mixed result, at least so far. Got some out in front of you up. It's testing back higher. If 16 breaks, I'll be all out and reversing into a long and Plug. Very, very strong name today. So I don't want to buck that trend too hard here, guys. You don't want to step in front of that moving train without a bit of a plan, guys.
There's a cowbell winner right now on Tesla. We do not take that out at 423 like we said. Let's see if it can't get going. Carl, you're getting a lot of love for the facial hair here on the chat. So pretty cool beard. There you go. You've got that beard. How long have you had a beard for?
Oh, I came out this way, man.
Yeah, me too. Hopefully that's not the case, but yeah, no, that's a good one there. You're getting a lot of love there, so good on that, on the beard there. Tesla, look, man, I mean, yeah, Tesla's still ripping upside. I'm thinking about 424. Let's just take that off if we can get it and celebrate a $4 winner to end the day. I think that would be a fantastic trade. KOS is another trade that we have on. We absorbed that one all the way back down here to 110. Now we'll see if it can't take out the top. I do like this trade right now to go, but it's a fruit salad kind of day today. Carl, I'll give you the opportunity to mention what you like today. It's been honeydew and a little bit of grapes with some blueberries mixed in there. What's good in Michigan these days? Probably similar to here in Ontario, blueberries popping off, and of course apples. What do you like in your fruit salad?
Well, boys, I'm going to have to say black cherries, because that's what's big here in Michigan.
We love the black cherries.
You got to get yourself some perfectly ripe black cherries, and I'll tell you what, them and Rainier cherries are phenomenal.
Attaboy, love the cherries.
I'll take it. And speaking of Michigan, I'm gonna throw it out there.
I'm taking this.
I'm a Michigan State fan. I'm not gonna, it is what it is. I can't promise knowing exactly where you're from, what school you might support, but I love MSU. I'm just going to throw it out there. Go Spartans. Best of luck to them. I do have to go back to one position here. We only have a couple of minutes left. I neglected to mention American Airlines. I did say if I took some profit out on the north side of 13, I would slide my stop to 85. It literally holds 85 on a dime. I mean, sometimes you get lucky to not be stopped out. It could still go, and I don't want to give it to the low of the day, but starting to creep back up. If it breaks 13 again, I'll take more profit. But for now, it looks like AAL is holding. Anything could happen, of course, throughout the day when it comes to any kind of potential deal that does get reached with regards to a stimulus package. So ear to the ground on American Airlines, but so far, so good with this long position. I'd love to be able to get that move into the high of the day. We got one more thing to do before we get out of here, Carl. I'm sure you know what it is, but let's get over to Valeria.
Hey Carl, happy to see you joining us today. I wish you all the luck with your trades. Trading family, happy Monday once again, and I wish you a very profitable week. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet, and of course smash the like button. Guys, go watch our next educational video at the link I'm sending on the chat. And happy National Apple Betty Day, everyone.
You know,
Carl, I'm not going to lie, to take one of the lines from Neil. I have no idea what an Apple Betty is. I do know what a $4 winner looks like on Tesla, and that's what we just take there. So we rain down the money. Do you have any idea, Carl, what an Apple Betty is?
No.
All right, Neil?
Looks good, though.
I'm literally Googling it right now. I have no idea, man. No idea.
Apple Betty, Brendan? No. Okay, so nobody knows what an Apple Betty is, but thank you, Valeria, for that very great day. Your favorite dessert, Carl, as we'll move on from the Apple Betty. What's your favorite dessert? I kind of like pecan pie, lemon meringue pie, and a little bit of vanilla ice cream. Beautiful.
I have a problem with chocolate. Anything milk chocolate, phenomenal.
Attaboy.
I'm with you. I'm always gonna have problems. I'm an apple fritter guy. Everyone around here knows it. It's a weakness of mine. Fresh baked. If you get them at like a farmer's market, oh my goodness, I can eat an entire box of those bad boys. But it's been a fun one here, guys. There's a lot of names that are moving, still moving around, and some of them are parabolic movers. And look, you gotta drop this video in. Valeria has already put the link in. You see my ugly mug there. We see them every single day. There's gappers. There's some on our watch list. You can't get away from trading some of these or having some ideas, or at least learning how to take advantage of parabolic movers. Volatility is here, and it might be here to stay. So check this one out on our Market Wisdom page. We just dropped it. Valeria just gave you guys the link. We're all over the place here, having a little bit of fun. But I just want to give you a big shout out and a big thank you, of course, Carl, for coming through, talking some of your trades, talking your strategies. It's always a brave thing to have our guest traders, expose themselves, come on air to support the community, and we love the support that you've given us. So a big thank you from the entire team. I hope the rest of your day is good luck. Good luck with all of your trading. I hope it's successful. But it's that time. I got to go down the line here for Valeria.
Neil, I was hoping I could get 10 seconds. Can I get 10 seconds? I'd like to give a shout out once again to you boys. And then I got to say, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Trading for a Living by Alexander Elder. And then the great Jordan B. Peterson. His teachings of the psychology of archetypes through Carl Jung is very helpful for all traders and every man who is going through a journey of manhood. Then I got to bring up the fact of Market Feelings. It will give you every single emotion that a man can conjure. It's the greatest game we got. It will give you all of the passion, all of the fears. It'll make you feel like a boy getting beat. It'll make you feel like a mama wrapping you with a warm blanket that just come out of the dryer.
There we go. We'll explode the money for that,
hot
Carl.
fire. I want to thank you very
Great
much.
books.
Even as he goes, guys, Carl giving. As he takes us out of here, right? So giving you some things that are going to be good to read. Make sure you add those to your list. That's what this community is all about. It's about giving back. I mean, we can all make our own trades, but we can all definitely learn from each other. And at least one of those books I'm going to definitely be checking out. One of them I've already had a good opportunity to read. Look, there's a lot to learn when it comes to psychology, and I think those are a fantastic place to start because it's not just about trading, guys. You can learn a lot from just psychology in general because trading is an emotional game. For Valeria, for Sean Catino, my friend, and for Brendan Wickens, who is always hard at work. I know we're going to get that news, hopefully, with Trump a little bit later. Ears to the ground, guys. I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot, Carl.
Holla.
My man.